Quarter after 1 o'clock in the Southland. Happy New Year. It is a live Imaging Tuesday. And hit the horn. Because today begins the 20th year of Mase and Ireland at ESPN Los Angeles.
Dun, ta-da!
And as I said earlier, the only real question about this, how has John Ireland put up with you for 20 years?
That is a good question.
And how much longer can I put up with him?
Yeah.
That is,
how much more will it cost for us to keep having you?
Yeah, will we make it another year?
Ireland's salary keeps going up, so he won't leave.
By the way, I got to put the sunglasses on because I saw you about 15 minutes ago outside the bathroom.
Yeah.
And you had your shades on coming out.
All right.
Yeah, I always have them on when I'm walking.
In the bathroom?
When I first walk in, I
you know what
take
that
them off,
means?
put them away.
D-bag.
No.
Anybody who wears sunglasses inside is a D-bag.
Can I just say, all I did was wear them into the building, went to the can, came back here, went to the and took them off.
Anybody who saw
like
you
a normal
went,
person.
what a D-bag.
This was 12:40. You had already been here for a while.
Yeah, I got to carry him around with me.
Kellerman used to do it all the time, too.
Well.
I mean, Cappy and I put them on during the show as a bit.
Correct.
But we don't walk around the hallway with them.
Yeah.
I can see Cappy doing that.
Possibly.
Yeah, but just to be clear,
he's not here for another
I don't
week,
wear
so
my sunglasses when I'm on the air. I generally don't wear them when I'm inside. When I stop at the can, I occasionally have them on. So what?
Why would you wear your shades in the can?
Because you have to put them somewhere, right?
Just
so
put them, like, on your shirt.
I didn't put them on my shirt, put them on my face, went to the can, took them out, put them in my bag.
You know what you deserve?
What?
Pee on your shoes.
Oh, that's
right
ridiculous.
there.
And with that, let it begin. Mason and Ireland, your Tuesday afternoon right now.
Afternoon. Why didn't you just leave them in the car?
That's what I do.
That's what I do
That's
too.
a good question.
I don't. I like to look.
Do you like the look?
I like the look. It's like a planned look.
So you got the old man cardigan,
This
the
is not an
sunglasses.
old man cardigan. This is a
Chris, he's got like 19 different
this
looks.
is
though.
a-
Four chains. Where's
this
your
is-
chain?
Yeah, where's the chain?
I've got it. I've got the
Okay,
chain.
so you got the chain, the old man cardigan, the sunglasses.
This is not an old
what
man
look
cardigan.
are you going for?
This is a stylish cardigan.
Are you starting the new year like you did in 2020 when you said, like, I'm going to dress up every day?
I've been dressing normally. I've been dressing not fancy, but I've been dressing.
Yeah,
well
he's
every
not
day.
been dressing like a flood victim for a few months
Yeah,
now.
no, I'm done with flood victim. I'm done looking like an unmade bed. I actually planned this out a little bit. And by the way, this is not an old man cardigan. This is Shannon Sharp has one exactly like this.
Yeah, but he's built.
He is built.
But in other words, if you're built and you wear an old man cardigan, it's okay.
Yeah, because he can pull it off.
I love the cardigan look this time of year.
You look like you're auditioning for the lead in Up.
That was good.
Where's that big bird?
Yeah, you're
That big
Carl
bird
Fredrickson
jumping
is
out.
what you're going
Yeah.
You
for.
need Doug just right next to you.
Yeah.
Doug the dog, exactly.
You know, it's sad. I actually, and so this sweater hides. I gained like 5 pounds over the
So
holidays.
that means 10.
10.
That means 10.
No, 6. I would say 6.
No,
Am I
Nobody
the
comes
only
in-
person who loses weight over the holidays?
You are.
Yeah, because
You
you work
travel.
nonstop.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've been in like 7 cities since I last saw
I went
you.
from 188 to 196. So that's
I
more.
weighed
That's
myself
8
today
pounds.
180
God
even.
bless you. God bless you. I'm going to 180.
Don't
Love
do
it.
187. 187 is not where you want to go.
No, 180 is where I'm going to go. So, Morales, what did you do for New Year's?
Worked a lot.
Yeah? Do you work a lot?
Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah? Ireland, what'd you do for New Year's?
Worked more than Chris.
Yeah, he did work more than me.
Yeah.
I've been seriously I've been in 4. Like I was in Minnesota on Saturday.
Right.
I was in New Orleans on Sunday, and for some reason we spent the night in New Orleans for New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Whoa,
and
whoa,
that's a
whoa,
good
whoa,
place
whoa,
for
whoa,
New Year's
whoa,
Eve.
Yeah, a lot of
What-
beads, Chris, if you know what I mean.
What'd you get into? You get a lot of beads on you? John?
Well, I had beads.
Oh, okay.
I no longer have them.
Ah.
But by the way, did you guys see that when they were doing a bump for the Sugar Bowl last
Yes.
night on ABC, that somebody didn't pay attention and
Some
a
lady
girl
was letting them fly?
The girl dropped her top.
Yeah.
Both
right
flew?
in the middle.
Both
right in the
flew or
middle.
just
of the,
one flew?
Right. No, both of them. Right in the middle of the Sugar
Yeah.
Bowl on full display for
It
the
was
people.
like B-roll that somebody didn't pay attention. I did this once at Channel 11 when I was doing Good Day LA. They put on a Robin Thicke video.
Yeah.
For
Blurred lines or
blurred
something?
lines,
Yeah.
and it had all kinds of nudity in it. And
Yeah,
afterwards,
Emily
they said,
Ratajkowski.
just apologized without saying what happened.
Yeah.
So you had to say, we
For
really,
anybody who just saw that,
we regretfully
We're moving on.
Yeah, we're moving. We never talked about it.
But how does that happen? It's B-roll. You should be able to look at it ahead of time.
not only is it B-roll, but it was shot on New Year's Eve. I could tell let's just say I was in the area.
Yeah.
I could absolutely tell they shot that on New Year's Eve, so they had what Greg called B-roll, is a term in TV where you roll things behind. Like if the announcer's talking, you need stuff behind
Show the
it.
background crowd
so
or whatever.
That Greg absolutely was not live. They had plenty of time to look at it, and nobody caught it.
And a 7-second delay at least.
Well, the delay's no good if you don't see it the first time.
Yeah, true. If you miss it, you miss it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Boy, but how great were those games?
They were fantastic.
Absolutely
yesterday.
unbelievable.
Both of them. I mean, they are, for my money, the best playoff games we've seen in college football.
And I will now like to admit again that I was wrong about something.
Good. About time.
These are my confessions.
Yes. I was one. Greg, I think you're right. I've absolutely had it with people, and I was one of them. I'm not going to do it anymore. Complaining about the committee. Liberty should not have been in a New Year's Day bowl game, and I said Florida State was undefeated. They deserved to be in the playoff. They absolutely did not deserve to be in the playoff. They didn't even show up for their bowl game. I don't want any of this crap that, it's because it didn't mean anything and a bunch of guys opted out. You guys wussed out. You guys had a game against Georgia that you absolutely didn't show up for. It is the same as what USC did against UCLA.
Is it really fair that 7 or 8 guys who were starters for that team said, we're sitting it out. We're getting ready for the draft. It's not that's why Florida State was diminished. They would have played everybody had they made the playoff.
But Georgia had guys sitting out.
Yeah, Georgia did too. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, you got to show up.
I mean, in the end, I thought USC was going to lay an egg, and they wound up winning. Miller Moss threw 6 touchdown passes?
Yeah, that's the first time the Holiday Bowl came up today.
Yeah. Well, what did Gus Johnson say? He quoted Eminem. He said he had one shot. Yep. Do not miss your chance to blow.
Yes.
And Miller Moss threw 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yep. By the way, that snuck into the Mason Ireland best of when he quoted Eminem. What was that, 2 weeks ago at this point?
No, that was
last
week,
okay,
right?
This was a result of you and Ramona mocking me in a promo that ran during the Laker game, claiming that I could not do the opening rap to Lose Yourself. So
Did I say that?
You did. Yeah. So, and
Ramona
backed you up.
Like, this is number 1 on your playlist every time you work out.
Correct. I've heard that song probably 1,000 times. So the show I did the day after Christmas when you weren't there,
right.
I did it.
You did the whole first verse?
Yeah. I can do it again if you want.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
Right.
Nobody was listening necessarily.
I'll probably screw it up.
Day after Christmas.
But let me try.
What does that mean? Whoa. Not everybody's like you and Cappy.
No.
They just take off countless hours.
No, your schedule is all a mess.
But
you're
people
at home,
are still listening.
You're with family.
People love the best of.
Sure, they love the best
They were listening.
Okay, great.
All right, Mase, let's see if I can do it. And by the way, Eminem raps, I'm kind of doing like a bad poetry to it. Okay, so here we go. If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or would you let it slip? Yo. Well, see, you got to turn this off because it'll screw me up. Yo. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, the words don't come out. He's choking. How? Everybody joking now. Clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Blow. Snap back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity. Oop, there goes rabbit. He choked. He's so mad, but he won't give up that easy. Nope. He knows his back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He knows if he goes back to the mobile home, it's back to the lab again. Yo, same old Rhapsody. He better capture this moment and not let it pass him. You better lose yourself.
Bravo.
Well done. Well done.
I probably left out a couple of lines, but
no, who's counting?
That might be my new favorite over his Russo impersonation.
That was
from
great.
last year.
And I don't lose my voice.
That is true.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Mase, we're even on that first bet because.
Oh, wait a minute! It's new mythical money.
Yeah, it's new mythical.
We all have exactly $100 grand right now.
So Mase and I made a bet before the show, and we both lost.
What was the bet?
When we were talking about ESPN showing the breast on the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah,
I thought that was going to lead you into the 7-second delay and to the Super Bowl with Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
And then your story about Shaq on the same day.
Yeah.
Mase thought it was going to take you to because it was on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Licking the bottom of the shoe.
All right. So because you were both wrong, do I get the money?
You weren't in on the bet.
You guys bet.
I want to take the lead.
On what stories Ireland?
You bet
might
on
tell?
Ireland Classic Stories?
Yes, Ireland Classic
Well, Greg
Stories.
lectured me at some point last year. He goes, "I'm sick of all your stories. Stop telling them."
Yeah.
So I tell less of them now.
Yeah, no.
No, I
fewer.
say
You do.
tell more.
Fewer.
I'm gonna keep saying I get to play the same story thing over and over again.
Not the same story. All right. Coming up, what's it like playing for
Not the same story.
a bad NBA team? One former star says it's worse than you can imagine. All right, so we're just out of the holidays, and I can tell you that a lot of people during the holidays struggle with their mental health. Because not everybody gets along. I'm lucky. I get along with my family really well. Some people don't.
Most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Some people, get lonely or, have the holiday blues. One thing I can tell you should do is, and it's really important, self-care. Get a massage, work out, go for a long walk, all that kind of stuff. Take care of yourself and set yourself up for a better mental health situation this year. And by the way, the LA County Department of Mental Health is here to help with free emotional support, service referrals, crisis counseling, a 24/7 hotline phone, 800-854-7771. You can go to dmh.lacounty.gov for hope, recovery, and well-being. Mase in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Tonight.
1:30 at the Southland on a live imaging Tuesday. Welcome back, Jack.
Yeah.
It's a new year, the same old yacht rock.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
Really?
Let me switch hats. Hold on for a second.
Oh, no. Captain Stubing is here.
Not to be
Oh,
confused
God.
with Captain. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thursday night in the city of Anaheim at the Grove, Johnny I.
Yes,
I
sir.
was suspect because I saw Yali Crew for the first time last summer.
Oh, yeah.
And
You
I
see him
thought
again?
will it be the same in a winter feel?
Right.
3 days after Christmas?
Sure.
I think I was still drunk.
Yep.
And they were just as good.
Excellent.
Oh, that is great news.
And when they perform Steal Away and they're all
They dance like that?
oh yeah, Mase.
Mace, can you tell
That's
me?
odd.
Can you tell me who is the performer of this song, "Steal Away"? This was in your DJ days. You should get this. You want me to give you initials?
This is pre-DJ.
You want me to give you initials?
Yeah.
RD.
Rupert.
Nope. Oh, you want the first name?
Yeah.
Robbie.
Gould.
That's a
That's a
kick.
kicker.
That's a kicker.
Who I think I like better than Brett Maher.
So do I, by the way.
I'd rather see Alan Sleewood kick.
Yeah,
than
and Lucas Haversick. Yeah, I'm stumped. We've been doing this yacht rock thing for a long. I'm not
What's going
learning
on there,
anything.
John?
The learning curve is terrible.
It's a good question.
Ireland's got himself all tangled.
There we go.
Damn.
Robbie Dupree.
Robbie Dupree.
But we will begin the campaign today
For
to get Yachtly Crew at the 2024 Mandy
how
Awards
great would that be?
in their sailor outfits, and then we'll all come out in sailor outfits.
Yeah.
I'll call you. I'll call you the captain if you want.
You call me the
Commodore,
captain?
Admiral.
Commodore.
We'll have names for everybody.
I like Admiral.
Admiral.
Is a great name. So Ireland, we get to. I told you we were going to Calistoga over the holiday break,
Right.
and we got to Tuesday night last week, and we still had not made the arrangements. And I said, well, screw that. Let's just go to New York. So we ended up flying to New York, saw a couple of shows in New York.
Were you there for New Year's?
No, we left before New Year's. I've only done the ball dropping one time, and that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
But we had a great time. Ate at my favorite Chinese and just New York is great this time of year.
What's the restaurant?
Wu Ling Wee?
Yeah, close. The
Usually
don't
pay
think
extra for that.
Yeah. The name is tough.
so it's a you. I don't know if you know this, but you made a great move not staying for New Year's Eve. The hotel room rates triple.
Correct.
on
That's
New
why
Year's
we got
Eve.
out of town.
Yeah.
That I've been there. I was there.
I just went through the same experience in New Orleans.
I was there for the ball drop in 2000, the year it turned 2000, and it
All right,
was
I've heard overrated to be there in person. True?
probably something you should do once.
Yeah.
It was.
It's like the Rose Parade. You guys ever been to the Rose Parade?
Yes.
No.
Once you do it
I
once.
know. Good God.
Coldest
bless
I've
those-
ever been in my life that morning.
God bless
Yeah,
those
the
people
coldest anyone's ever been.
Yeah.
That is just
sticking flowers on everything.
Well, that's okay to stick flowers on things.
Yeah.
I think John did on New Year's Eve in New Orleans.
yeah. Well, if beads count as flowers,
Beads.
then
Now, did you hit the town? Oh, that
I don't know
sounds
if I
like
hit
yes.
it.
Yeah.
I partook in some festivities.
Okay, got it.
Did Billy Mack still have not of his voice on New Year's Eve?
His voice was shot for the whole weekend.
Oh, was
I
it
felt really
really?
bad for him. Yeah, he was trying to get. He powered through. I gave him all the John Ireland tricks, but he was just pumping a lot of tea all weekend. But he made it through.
Good. Yeah, the one time we did go to the ball drop was in 2000. My dad was there.
Was it 2000 even? You
When
went for
it
the
went
when
2000.
Y2K,
we
when the
didn't
world
know-
was ending.
Right. We thought, oh, what's going to happen? Y2K, and I'm in the state with like 500,000 people. My dad with a cigar, wearing a top hat, is like one of my most memorable moments
There you
with
go.
my dad. So it's totally worth it. Overall, John, this might have been my favorite holiday season in years. I got my mom and not stepdad Leo here. We went to see Love Actually, which they absolutely loved.
Oh, good. Yeah, we took two other couples who'd never been before, and they loved it too.
We went to Lowry's and had the spinning salad.
I did that too.
And they have Christmas carolers come to your table, which is fantastic. And the big hunk of meat on the plate.
What'd you ask them to sing?
Winter Wonderland. My mom made the request.
Okay.
First, first somebody said.
We did Sleigh Ride for the first group, and then the second group we did the Christmas song.
We did Winter Wonderland, and then somebody requested the new Cher Christmas song.
They didn't know it, did they?
They did not know
No,
it.
of course
they did not.
not.
But it
Come
was
on.
funny that somebody would ask.
Somehow Hallmark's playing it like every 10 minutes.
Are
but,
they really?
yeah.
The Cher Christmas song?
But I'm disappointed because, for the entire month of December, really since Thanksgiving, Hallmark just runs 24-hour Christmas movies. Now
Yeah.
they're back to the regular crap. So it's like 19 hours of Golden
So
Girls.
what's the difference? Oh, they don't have happy movies where people get together if it's not Christmas?
They don't have them. They have them part of the day, but at like 7 o'clock at night, they stop.
I don't get the Hallmark. I mean, it's just like little old lady TV, I think.
Well, and now there's a competitor to Hallmark, and there's a war in the Hallmark family.
The Hallmark war.
The Canadian actors and actresses are
They're
all
gonna
jumping ship.
throw
It's a
down.
big mutiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, you know what I thought was really weak? You did not make any bets. You sat on your lead in Mythical Money.
Well, because it came down to me and Brian. You lost.
Right, I lost everything.
Okay, you lost all your money. And Brian, I tried to get Brian to bet, but he wouldn't do it.
Brian,
the ones I actually was about to make would have lost. So
by the way,
but
Bergman, did you see that story I sent you? That so Bergman won Game of Games for the month of December.
Okay.
So he
won
went
10,000.
from 0 to 10 grand. He had 10 grand. There was a guy that bet $5 on a 14-way parlay.
14 ways.
14-way parlay.
Damn.
And he hit it.
That's like a friggin' miracle.
He won $490K. Greg, if you would have done the exact same thing, you would have won the Mythical Money title. Am I the first person to win it twice?
You are the first person to win it twice.
Okay.
And also,
Or
you
hey,
didn't bet. You didn't
Greg
bet.
won it once.
Had Brian bet and had a chance to catch me, I absolutely would have bet. He didn't. He wouldn't bet. I tried.
Brian, that is
strategy
so
didn't
soft.
work.
This
Didn't work.
The strategy was terrible. You couldn't win.
I
Without making
almost
a bet,
won.
you could not win.
Came in second place.
Second place sucks.
There are two places in every race, Brian. First and last.
I actually would
First
rather
loser.
finish where you did, 0, than where Brian did.
Because at least then you went
Yeah, you went
ballsy
out
on it.
swinging.
Yeah. By the way, Mythical Money always brought to you by Prize Picks, the largest and #1 daily fantasy sports platform in North America. New members go to prizepicks.com/710. Use code 710 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made
I'll make the
easy.
first bet of 2024 right now.
Okay.
Second bet. We made a bet that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, what did you lose?
No, we didn't. Neither of us lost anything.
Neither of us
we
lost
bet
anything.
each
Okay, well
other.
then, so this is the first bet.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is the first.
10K
Okay.
on Washington. Give me the points.
Ooh.
So
Next
is it
Monday.
4.5 right now?
Yeah, I think it's 5. But we'll look. Whatever it is, I'll take it.
Well, you get the easier part of it. So
Yeah, it's either. Well, if
you
it's
get
4.5,
you get plus 5.5 because you're
5.5.
saying Washington.
Okay, 5. I'll take Washington. Give me the 5.5.
Boy, you fell in love with Michael Penix.
I did. I've liked him all year. I think he's great.
He's fantastic. I'm not ready to say he's a left-handed Joe Burrow.
Joe
Yeah.
Burrow.
Jeff Burrow.
Jeff Burrow's the old Rangers.
The old Rangers, yeah. Jim. Yeah,
Slugger.
I don't quite see that, but they were both great games.
They tried to
yesterday.
give it away, Washington.
They did.
By the way, in Texas had Sark, who's known for his play calling,
Yep.
was just awful on those last 4
Terrible,
plays.
terrible.
What was with that screen out to the right?
Yeah, right.
With no
made
timeouts.
sense. Yeah. You know, the one thing I thought throughout that game yesterday was, what were the odds that Steve Sarkisian would make the college football playoff before USC did?
Good
Blew 'em
point.
out. What? How long ago did Sark get
He also
blown
has some
out?
terrible play calling down the stretch.
Oh, he did. We were just
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
that. But how long ago
Same
was
with
he
Kalen
the
DeBoer.
head coach? 10 years?
10 years?
Who? Sark?
2015?
15 years ago? How long was
No,
Sark?
2015. 2015.
Oh, 2015. Okay.
Is when he-
So
okay.
9 years ago.
All right, now you can play same old story here, Greg. Get it ready, because it brings up one of my
Wait, hold on. I'm ready.
one of my favorite Mason moments of all time.
Sorry.
Okay, so we used to do when we had USC. We used to do. I'm sure I've told you this story, Greg. You weren't working with us yet. We used to do the show live from Heritage Hall. This was before the McKay Center was
Yes.
even built.
Not the same story.
And Pete Carroll would come hang with us, but one day he couldn't do it, and so he sent Sark.
Yep.
And that day, there was a rumor that Lane Kiffin was in the running for the Washington job. And you say to Sark, you're like really good friends with Lane, right? He goes, yeah, he's one of my best friends. He goes, wouldn't he be perfect for that Washington job? And Sark goes, I think Lane would be perfect for any job. He's a great coach. He goes, no. This job.
This job.
The Washington. He knows the Pac-12. He could go up to Seattle. He could recruit that job. They should hire Lane, don't you think? And Sark would go, I think Lane would be great. And Mase would not drop it.
No.
He goes, I think Lane would be great. And I, for one, am I'm going to be the first one to say Lane Kiffin to the Huskies. Greg, I'm not exaggerating. 1 hour after we got off the air, Sark got the Washington job. And he knew. He knew he had it, but he couldn't say anything. And Mason's like, no, Sark, this job. Lane to the Huskies, this job. It was great.
Amazing. Amazing.
But he has really come back from the dead.
Yes, he has.
Because his career, like he said, he couldn't get an interview.
No.
And he openly admits until he stopped drinking, he couldn't get straight.
Yep.
And he stopped, and now he's like a great redemption story.
Now look where he is. All right, coming up next, going to spin the wheel of questions. It is a brand new year of Mase in Ireland. It's all new. Completely
all new.
Everything is different. Everything's new.
That
for
story was new.
2024. That was a new story. Right.
It was new to you.
We're restarting the story clock. So all the stories okay until they get repeated. Mase in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right. Did you know it can now take up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open position? That's 2.5 months. So if you're hiring for a growing business, you don't have that kind of time. Follow my advice. Stop waiting. Start using ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find qualified candidates for all your roles fast. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. You can check out the people they send you. If you really like one, you can get to them in one click. My buddy Ian Siegel, the inventor of ZipRecruiter, puts it this way. They don't leave anything to chance. How effective is ZipRecruiter? 4 out of 5 employers. Actually, it's a little higher than that. 83% who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So speed up your hiring process with ZipRecruiter. Go to that exclusive web address to try it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app. And bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
Quarter in front of 2 o'clock on a live Imaging Tuesday. Mason and Ireland back again for 2024, your 20th year on ESPN LA.
Is this now? This isn't Yacht Rock, is it?
Yeah, it could float in there.
Bee Gees is.
Well, this is
Yacht
the Bee
Rock?
Gees.
Oh,
This
wait
is
a
just
minute.
Andy.
Oh, just Andy Gibb. That's right. This is before me too.
How before?
Probably 10 years before.
Before you were on the air.
This is 80s, early 80s.
Yeah, and I didn't go on until late 80s.
Okay.
Oh, I was great too.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how you became good at this.
Killed it. So I had the most. Let's do Wheel of Questions. Then I got a story about me and a hot woman.
Beautiful. It is time for Wheel of Questions for a new year. Producer Brian Cohen, spin that wheel, sucker.
All right, this comes from a listener at Coconut Michael.
Okay.
Huge contributor to the show.
Yep.
Here is my question. Mase, it's directed at you.
Uh-oh.
But Greg, Brian, you guys can all weigh in.
Okay.
Chris, you too. Imagine I retire from the show tomorrow. And you guys have a choice to pick Mason's co-host.
Ooh.
From Travis, Sliwa, Sedano, Cap, AK, CY, Momo, and Michael. The conditions are nothing else changes, but you have to do it for at least 1 year. Chris, who would you pick and why?
I can't pick Greg.
No.
Okay.
I'll give you the choices again.
Yeah.
Travis, Sliwa, Sedano, Cap, AK, CY, Momo, or Michael.
Well, if we could make it happen, it would take a lot of money, but I would have Sedano just do 2 shows.
Oh, of course you would. Of course you would.
All right, Greg, what do you think?
See, that's tough.
But
'cause
you
all
and
of them
Sedano
are-
would be great, Mase.
Well, you get to hear it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to
God,
sample
he would work you over every day.
I don't even know what that means.
So I would probably, it's between AK and Momo. Can we do both?
You could.
Make a 3-man show?
Well, yeah, if we have
3
John's
million?
money,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
can
hire
hire
him.
we
Just
can
split it.
We can
Split
hire
John's
40
money.
more
Give me
people.
half goes
Brian,
to
who
Momo.
would
She
you
doesn't
pick?
need it.
I'd probably take MT, just the funny factor. I
that's
think
good.
Mase will quit it within 4 days.
No way.
Not even 4 days.
Love
4
MT.
hours, 4 minutes.
My question is,
Mase, who would you pick?
why do I need a co-host?
There you go. We bring back the old Mason show.
Yeah, why not? Give it another whirl.
Accept the premise. Pick one of them.
I will pick one. I will say it is. God. I will say it is Cappy. Me and Cappy would be a wild show.
You realize this tape will be used every time there is a fill-in for John now in the open.
Yeah, and you know who's going to be crushed? I thought one of you guys was going to say Momo.
Well, I mean, Momo's.
I said Momo and AK.
Yeah.
I
did, he did.
Didn't I? I did not. I mentioned
I would pick Momo
too,
to
didn't I?
replace me.
No, you didn't. You
I
said
did not
Cappy.
mention-
You
I
said
said
Cappy.
Cappy and
Momo.
Sedano aren't real options if they keep their show. So it probably
Correct.
would be Momo.
Yeah. No, Momo would be the natural person to slide into John's. Or why are you leaving tomorrow?
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Let's see how the rest of the show goes.
You going to give us 24 hours notice?
It would actually be 21 hours.
21 hours notice, exactly.
How's your house in Idaho? Is it done? Is that
Not
what
yet.
you-
That's why I can't go just yet. But maybe in a couple of weeks.
So there I am in New York.
Yes.
And I go to my favorite piano bar in New York, which is called the Duplex in the Village,
Okay. Greenwich Village?
Greenwich Village. And it's great. It's really fun. It's technically a gay bar, but it's kind of like
How technically?
Everybody in there is gay.
Okay.
So there is a woman, an absolutely beautiful, stunning woman that comes up to me while I'm at this gay bar and says, I think I know you. I'm like, where would I know you from? I don't know. But let me buy you a drink, she says. And I'm
That's
like,
a line, by the way. Did you realize that?
what?
I think I know you is the oldest line in
Is
the
it?
book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One right away said, oh, she's all over you. And
Yeah.
I'm like, she was all over me. And I'm like, there are no fish in this pond, lady. This is a gay bar. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, but you could always find a fish that flip-flops a little bit.
Right,
sometimes,
right. She was beautiful. If I was going to flip, she was so beautiful that I
You
would have
contemplated flipping?
I would have for her. I'm trying
There
to
you
think.
go.
I'm trying to think who she looked like. She looked like Rene Russo, peak Rene Russo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's strong. Like,
Beautiful.
Like Major League Rene
Major
Russo?
League Rene
Wow.
Russo. Yeah,
That's excellent.
beautiful.
See,
girl.
Mase, you still got it when you can pull from the other field.
It is a good feeling.
Yeah.
It is a good feeling to know that I still got it, even in my old man sweater.
In your, yeah.
Was that the outfit you were
John Woodson.
wearing? What was the outfit you were wearing?
Did you have the geriatric sweater on?
It is not a geriatric sweater.
Did you have the shoes to match the like?
It is the orthopedic
Yeah.
shoes. Yeah, yeah.
Because that combo, that sweater with orthopedic shoes,
I got to tell you,
can turn you.
I think this sweater's Bergman. What do you think of this sweater?
I don't really like it. I mean, I said that to you before. It looks like you're
Brian.
trying to be Shannon Sharp. You're not Shannon Sharp.
Brian, what do you think of the sweater?
Honestly, not your best.
Oh, God.
You've killed this sweater for the rest of the year.
We're never going to see it again.
Remember the ugly brown
don't know,
sweater
like-
that I wore?
You
Yes.
got it.
I like that one better.
Okay.
Bring that one back.
Get this.
That one-
So my mom, for Christmas, gets me a T-shirt that's sort of this brown, orange rust thing. And she says, this would go well under your brown sweater. So she actually bought me something to wear with the sweater that everybody hated. I'm going to keep rocking the sweaters. I don't care.
Okay.
Well, that's the one that Cappy has the matching one, right?
Cappy has the matching one, exactly.
And you also you bought chains and tucked them in so no one can see them. Oh, is it out? Can barely even see it.
Yeah, no.
Hey, there we go.
Is he a chain guy? Does he seem like a chain guy?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Chain works
I don't,
for me.
You're not a chain guy.
What is this? Just
Wait.
pick on me day?
Brian,
You're
you
asking
said-
these questions.
I did
Brian.
not ask about the chain.
You're wearing.
Yeah, I think it
you're.
works.
You look in the mirror and you think you're a chain guy.
I am a chain guy.
He is now. He's
I'm
wearing the chain.
I'm a chain
It's,
guy.
it's a
I'm wearing it.
fact.
I'm rocking it.
I think a good look, especially if you go back to that bar, would be just the sweater, no shirt, and chain.
Oh, no. No. What do you mean? I could score in the sweater.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
There's people that are into daddies.
Yeah. It's not. Daddy? Do you think that girl was after pocket personality?
Yes.
Or was she after me?
Both.
Did I do the right thing by saying, no, I'll buy you a drink?
Did you tell her you were gay?
No.
Did you buy her a drink?
Then
Yeah.
you did the wrong thing. You
I-
let her on.
What did she order?
Old fashioned?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See,
She was
now
going hard.
you gave. You know what? You gave her false hope. Is what you did.
It is true. I gave her false hope. That's a shame. I'm sure she did well anyway.
Yeah. I don't think she went home alone. If you know what I
No,
mean.
not at all. She was
Yeah.
out to play. So, Ireland, can you believe that we sit here on Tuesday, January the 2nd, and the Los Angeles Rams are in the playoffs?
Wait, Greg. When do we have McVay on?
Wednesday usually.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's on.
I don't know, by the way, what he's going to do about Sunday. Like, DeMarco was saying, play Carson Wentz.
Traditionally, he has punted.
Okay, so here's the issue, though. So, and this is
And San Francisco might punt too.
San Francisco's going to punt. They've locked in the number one.
No. I heard Kyle Shanahan talking today. The only thing he would admit is McCaffrey's out. He said, if I sit everybody, that's not normally a good thing. He's already spinning it the other way. I think he's going to play Debo. He's going to play Ayuk. He's probably going to play Purdy.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Rams, and this is why the game could be something. If the Rams win it, they're the 6, and they play Detroit in the first round. I like that matchup
Me
at
too.
Detroit. If they lose and Green Bay wins, then they're the 7, and they're going to go to Dallas most likely for a playoff game, and Dallas rolled them earlier this year. So that's why I think the 6 is important for the Rams. I don't know how important it is for Sean. We'll ask him on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think this is, and I know he's been to 2 Super Bowls, winning 1.
Yep.
I think this is Sean McVay's best coaching job.
100%.
I don't know if he'll admit it, but I think it is.
And by the way, this is Les Snead's bet. He should be executive of the year. Les Snead should be executive of the year. If you look
Who's
what
that
he did,
rookie with all the sacks?
there's 2 guys. There's Kobe Turner and Byron Young.
yeah, but Kobe Turner has, 7-8 sacks?
7-8 sacks.
9, I think.
Get this, Pro Football Focus, they listed the top, in terms of grade, the top 15 players from last year's draft. 3 of them are Rams.
Yeah, and
Puka, Byron, and Kobe Turner.
and none of them in the first round.
None of them in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just talk about nailing it. That's nailing it. All right, I teased this a little while ago, John. How bad is it on a really bad team? Plus, we'll get to
By the
Lakers.
way, Andrew says the reason why that lady said she thinks she knows you is
Yep.
because your sweater reminded her of her grandpa.
Oh, my God. Enough already. Enough already.
That was good.
It's very true, though.
Very
I mean,
smart,
not wrong.
Andrew.
I'm going to put up a poll.
Yeah, on your page.
Sweater poll.
Sweater poll.
Sweater poll coming up next.
If everybody is against you on your page, will you stop wearing it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, then what's the
then
point of the poll?
I'm establishing my style. I want validation.
Establishing.
Chain, old man sweater, orthopedic shoes. Love it.
And cool glasses.
And
inside.
sunglasses
They are
inside.
Cool glasses. They are cool glasses. They're prescription and everything. All right.
That's what people who wear sunglasses inside say. They're prescription.
They are prescription.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up next, we'll do some Lakers because that thing on Saturday is just ridiculous. The Minnesota game was just a joke. We'll get to that coming up next. Mase in Ireland, 710 ESPN. It's
This, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
2 o'clock in the Southland on a live imaging Tuesday. Happy New Year, if you haven't heard it yet 100 times by
When's
people.
the cutoff? How long do you
feel like this
Happy
week,
New Year?
right?
Really, by the end of the week, it's Happy New Year over?
Yeah, you get this week. That's it.
Yeah.
This week, and then done with Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
When the
noticed-
NFL season ends, that's it.
That's
Regular
it.
season ends, that's it.
Nothing
By the
else.
way, just like last year, in this year, we do Yacht Rock on Tuesdays. When Johnny's here,
Could we not
Johnny I.
do a poll and find a different kind of music?
we could do any poll you want, but we're still playing it.
Well, what
Oh,
music
so-
would, well, if you could change it to
Yeah,
a
when-
genre, what would you change it to?
What do we do when John's not here on Tuesdays? Well, Momo always likes Whitesnake, and then she laughs for 4 minutes
She
about
does like
Whitesnake.
Whitesnake for some reason. No, we,
David Coverdale, lead singer of Whitesnake, one married.
I think that's right.
Was married to Tiny
Tony
Katane,
who's on
Sounds
the car
right.
in one of the
Yeah,
videos.
the late great Tiny Katane.
Yeah.
It is a final.
I would say I would like that 98.7 music.
Alt 98.7?
Alt 98.7.
Play what we want.
Yeah, we play what we
No,
want.
that's Jack.
Oh, is Jack the one that has our
Listen,
games?
geriatric sweater. We're not
Does-
playing Alt
does Jack-
98.7 for
Wait a minute, we're playing Yacht Rock from the 70s.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it's more of our demo.
It's come back
it's
around.
not our demo.
Literally, there were 4,000 people watching a Yacht Rock cover band in Anaheim on 12/28.
So you think that's our demo?
It's part of our demo.
I love I like 70s and 80s music more than I like 2010s.
I like late 80s music.
Yeah.
Early 90s music. That's what I want. Well, late 80s, early 90s.
Early
let's
is
make a
90s gets a little grungy for me.
I love
Too
grunge.
grungy.
Now, if
hate
you want to do like a
grunge.
Pearl Jam, because for Christmas I got the Pearl Jam vinyl, the Alive album, and Springsteen.
You
And
buying vinyl now?
Well, those were part of my gifts. Oh, I love vinyl.
Do you?
Pepe Montilla got me into vinyl.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah.
Is he a big vinyl? That
a big vinyl
makes
guy.
perfect sense. He's a big vinyl guy. Pepe, he sees.
Pepe is very
He
eclectic.
sees every foreign language
He'll
film.
be in
and
here. He'll be
immediately-
in here tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, he's on
By
it.
the way, Pepe sent a very nice New Year's Day. The only person that didn't reply, actually 2 people didn't reply, producer
Who?
Lindsay
Yeah.
and Ireland.
Yeah, I was on a plane. When I
got home.
when I landed, there was like all of your responses on the chain, but I felt I missed it. I felt I was too late.
If the text had just come at any other time, John.
At
Just sort of, but yeah,
Right.
but I had like
Wait a second. Wasn't Michael Thompson on that plane too?
Yeah, he responded
yeah, he
first.
probably
did
he probably hooked up to the internet.
He responded with a thumb.
Yeah, Michael probably connected to the web.
Yeah.
By the way, you know what is entertaining?
What?
Speaking of social media and stuff, even though we weren't talking about it, the Mike Trudell, Michael Thompson videos while they're on the road. Trudell does a great job with
Oh,
them.
does it? I've not seen
They
that.
He
are
normally
awesome.
goes to the back of the plane and posts at least one video from
that's
each
cool.
one of our flights.
It's on Trudell's
It's like the
Instagram?
world according to Michael.
And it's highly entertaining.
Oh, I have to look.
These days, sometimes more entertaining than the game.
Yeah,
Well-
the way it's been going.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Saturday night was a missed opportunity by the NBA.
Yeah.
So we're in-
wait a minute. What was the missed opportunity?
We're in Minnesota.
Yep.
Okay. And it's LeBron's birthday, and the Lakers make a ferocious comeback. I mean, they were dead. Michael and I were signing off.
Yep.
107-100,
Yep.
35 seconds left in the game. So we figure, all right, it's over. LeBron comes down and dribbles to the right side of the basket, and for some inexplicable reason, now keep in mind, they're up 7, and there's 30 seconds to go.
Right.
The one thing Minnesota cannot do is foul
Right.
because it stops the clock
Yep.
and it gives the Lakers a chance to catch up. LeBron drives right, scores on a layup,
Yep.
and Jaden McDaniels fouls him for an and one. Then McDaniels screams the F word at the ref, and the ref tees him up.
Yep.
So now all of a sudden, Austin Reeves hits the technical.
Yep.
LeBron hits the free throw. It's 107-104, 30 seconds left.
Wow.
Jaden McDaniels just had a complete brain cramp. So the Lakers don't have to foul.
Yep.
They come down, they get a stop with like 5 seconds left. They throw it to LeBron, who's streaking down the court. LeBron pulls up at the three-point line and buries it.
Yep.
To what we thought was tie the game at 107.
Yeah.
The ref says, no, your foot was on the line. And they go and look at it. And I could send you
Oh, I mean,
10 images.
I've looked at all these. There's no question he's behind the line.
even if you want, I've had people make a compelling argument that he may have been on the line.
Really?
But I've seen enough video evidence where this was a 3. I'm convinced of it. But here's the thing. Why would the NBA kneecap the three-pointer? Because 107-107, with 3 seconds left and Minnesota having a chance to win the game or send it into overtime is what everybody wants.
Right.
You have LeBron on his birthday, just tied the game on a 3, and the NBA no fun police come out and say, nope, foot was on the line. No, it wasn't.
It was not on the line, and here's the problem. I don't understand I've been on this for years, and you jumped on this. The friggin' instant replay just doesn't work.
Get rid of it.
It doesn't work.
If that's going to be...
If you're going to still screw up the call after you look at the video, then why even take the time to look at the video?
And all it does is slow down the game and wreck it. Now, keep in mind, if we adopt what you and I are proposing, then it would have been a 2.
Right.
But our point is, if you're going to have replay as a tool and you still screw it up, then why have replay? Why stop the game for no reason?
Yeah.
And so now I'm completely on board with you. We got away with no replay for years. If they want to just get rid of it to speed the game up, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
They can't. I mean, they'd screw up a ham sandwich.
They really would.
Actually, what LeBron said after the game.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so the Lakers are 500 right now.
Yep, 17-17.
But there are some teams that are far worse off. And Gilbert Arenas, who has a podcast, was talking about what it's like to play for a really bad team. And he has played for one. Listen to this.
You've been on some bad teams, but I don't think you've been on a team that lost 20-something games in a row. Showing up for a team that bad day after day after day just sounds like the most miserable in the world to me.
My rookie season, there was a stretch where we were 6-40. What it looked like, exactly how it looks like on the court. They decided we're not going to have practice anymore. Just come to the games. This is pointless. Just come to the games. Not even, why are we coming to practice? Because you're not practicing hard. You're just arguing. You're arguing about your playing time. On the end of the bench, we got guys drinking 2 beers per quarter in the Gatorade bottles. So we got players that's drunk on the end of the bench. It's depressing, right? You're counting your days. The guys who's not playing, they wish they can play, but those are sour apples because they're talking about the players that's on the court, how sorry he is. Like, it's just a bitter group of players.
Yeah, I think
6-40.
Amazing.
They don't practice, and you got guys drinking.
Drunk on the bench.
I've never heard of that.
You've never.
I've heard of
that.
a lot of stuff, but I've never heard of players being drunk on the bench ever. I've heard of teams not practicing.
Right.
But I never knew
practice
that.
is like if you really, what was he,
6-40?
6-40. I mean, you don't need practice.
So
you need a lot of practice,
I think the Pistons are 3-30 now, right?
Yeah.
Or pretty close.
Yeah. They finally snapped that streak, right?
Right. But
that's awful. That's just awful. You brought up something a couple of weeks ago. When they win at home, fans win wings.
Right. From like Wingstop or someplace. Yeah.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing for Wingstop that they're not giving away
it's a great thing.
wings?
Think about this.
So?
Because the promotion still exists. They read it every night at a game, and they never have to pay it off. So they still get the ads.
Yeah.
They still get the attention and the
and they're hardly going to give away any wings this year.
And they've had to give away wings once.
One time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's great for them.
I guess it's a good deal.
It's like the Jack in the Box deal with the Lakers. We talk about it all the time, and they don't always have to give them away.
Everybody knows that number. Everybody's paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Ireland is this I think is a fair question. Are the Rams, and I saw this morning on Get Up, are they the second best team in the NFC?
The Niners are clearly the best team.
Niners, it's absolutely the Niners are the best team.
Even though Baltimore boat raced them last week. Are the Rams the second best team? If the Rams go to Detroit, I'm picking the Rams. If they go to Dallas, I'm picking the Cowboys. Dallas at home is really good. But I'm trying to think of who else is going to be in this. Tampa? No, I'd pick the Rams.
Pick the Rams.
Green Bay.
Philly's in free fall.
Yeah, I'd pick the Rams.
I'd pick the Rams.
Green Bay, I'd pick the Rams.
They lost 2 once, but they didn't have Matthew Stafford.
So it's San Francisco, Dallas, Tampa, no, Detroit, Tampa.
Yep.
Who's the 5?
Philly.
Rams, probably Seahawks or Packers.
Packers, I think, is the likely.
I think the Rams are third.
The third best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
Bergman, you agree? You have no
no.
choice but to agree.
I think why do I have no choice? But
you
to
have
agree?
no choice because John was right on this. Go ahead.
I don't think 3 is the right answer.
What
I
is
think
the right
they're
answer?
probably closer to 5.
You would pick the Lions over them if they have to go to Detroit?
I'd pick San Francisco, the Lions, Dallas, and Philly are all better than them. Fifth.
I don't know.
They would lose to all of them.
Philly is going backwards. Philly is the one I question you on. But the other 3, I agree.
Dallas rolled them. So I have no issue with
John
Dallas
said.
being in front of them.
Like John said, Dallas at home is a totally
Do we
different
know
team.
Detroit is good? I mean, like, if Jared Goff has to play against Matthew Stafford in Detroit,
it's just
what a great storyline
you know what this
that
contributes
is.
to? This
That's got to be the Sunday night game, doesn't it?
This is like the script.
Yeah.
Right? This is when people talk about the preordained script. The best matchup in the first round of the playoffs would be Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford, and Matthew Stafford returning to Detroit. That follows the script, I think.
Yeah, I would. Greg, you would pick Detroit in that game.
I would pick Detroit, and it's mostly because
I would pick the Rams.
I think it would come down to like a field goal or something, and
the Rams have no kicker.
Or it'll come down to a punt return that the guy runs all the way back. They have a good punt return.
Well, that's happened twice in the last month.
4 weeks.
God.
Yeah. So the 2 biggest problems that the Rams have are kicking and special teams, and that's going to come back to bite you.
And
in
here's
the
the thing: they played a crap game on. It's unbelievable they won. Given the fact that they gave up the punt return, they had
if the Giants had a kicker, they would have lost.
Yeah.
Well, if he was 5 yards closer, I think they would have lost.
Right.
Yeah, he took a sack.
Although
right?
he clearly shanked that kick.
Oh God, yes. That could have been.
I mean, he tried to put everything.
That was
never
almost
good from
our
50.
kicker.
Right. For a week he was. He was in camp for a week.
If you're just tuning in, Brent Maher is returned.
He's back!
Kicker. He's back. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Coming up next, the story of a D-bag billionaire.
I don't know what to do with this story.
Yeah, we'll do that coming up next.
By the way, before we break.
Yeah.
What do you think about them bringing Brett Maher back? He's our best option. I mean, we'll ask Sean McVay about it tomorrow.
We will.
When he comes on. But, I mean, there is no one out there anywhere in this great U.S. of A. that's a better option than Brett Maher.
Hey, I love it. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, it's not a good time when you line up a kicker, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for him. Seems like a decent guy.
I just feel like, damn, it's going to come down to a kick at some point. At some point, you're going to need a game-winning, game-tying field goal or an extra point, and you're not going to get it.
He's going to miss it. That's Brett Maher's MO, right? Missing extra points.
He missed all those extra points.
He missed 4 in a row once.
The one thing I like about him, he's good from beyond 50, weirdly.
Sure. But you know what Sean McVay is going to say? He's like, he was already in the system for most of the year. We like what we saw from him.
But that was a system matter at this point.
But that's what he's going to say. They didn't like what they saw. He missed 7 field goals.
Right, and that's why they got rid of him.
That guy in Dallas hasn't missed any.
We know what he's about. We know that he's here. Yeah, I mean, like, there's other guys out. You were mentioning Robbie Gould before. Who else is out there? There's got to be other guys.
There are.
Maybe they don't want to. I have no idea.
Or they don't want anybody unproven.
By the way, I don't understand
They tried that with Haversick.
I don't understand the he's not in the system thing. I mean, his job is to kick. You don't need what system?
Well, no,
do you know
I'm saying he had been here with us already this year.
Yeah, but what difference does that make?
Him.
He's a kicker.
It doesn't matter to me.
It's not like you got to learn the offense.
That's what he's going to say. $5,000 mythical dollars. That's what he says.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we go to the CFL to find a kicker?
Or go to those. Every time somebody comes in from Australia, he's always lights out.
Always, yeah.
Get one of those dudes.
All right, next, D-bag millionaire, Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. what I'm saying?
I don't know if YouTube saw it, but I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Quarter after 2 o'clock. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It's Live Imaging Tuesday with Mason and Ireland that actually showed up to their jobs.
Mace,
Yes.
who's this?
This is
You got
Birdie
it.
Higgins.
There you go.
Been doing this long enough to know Birdie Higgins.
One-hit wonder, Chris?
I want to say no, simply because I feel like there's another one, but I think it's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I think so too.
I've never heard of
So
it.
you guys decided to come back to work like you're supposed to on January 2nd.
On January 2nd.
Yeah,
Right.
but we're the only ones, right?
Well,
Like
Travis was
Sliwa
here.
mailed it in.
Sliwa mailed it in.
Sedano- Cappy's mailing it in.
Cappy's got another week.
Another week?
He's playing in the snow right now.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
And that, I mean, he's literally in
I
Mammoth.
don't begrudge anybody taking their time off.
Uh-huh.
Do I? I don't.
No, I understand.
Everybody should get their time.
Right. Well, see, that was actually kind of the scuttlebutt of
What's
the
that?
best ofs.
Ah.
People tried to say that the reason why Sedano and Cap was 90 minutes and you guys were 60 minutes is because you had too much time off. That wasn't. It was just a scheduling thing. We had a 90-minute window to fill with that. And then we had 60-minute window with the other two.
Oh, okay.
But the best of was good.
Yeah. I missed all this stuff.
Well, it was out there.
Yeah, good. Good. I'm glad. By the way, I was talking to Bergman today. Apparently, the numbers on YouTube keep going up. The number of people that watch the show, consume the show on YouTube. So if you're not following our channel, not watching us, we're on YouTube right now. Ireland is absolutely on his game today.
Wait a minute.
On his game.
Robert Ojeda. What happened to that kid from San Diego, the one that was accused of all that stuff? He was good. He's a punter. That's Matt Ariza. He was the punt god. And I hope that guy gets a job because he's been completely exonerated.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you guys were talking about the whole John Quintera thing that Cappy went Cappy went viral over.
Oh, why did he comment publicly about it?
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
So
what was it?
They let
John
him go.
John got fired.
Oh.
And
we knew him back in the day.
Yeah, I remember
I was sorry to
I
hear
used to
that.
work with him too.
But then
What, does Cap not like him?
No, Cappy commented on the Cappy cast that the Padres forced him out, and that went viral. The New York Post even ran it.
The New York Post says John Quintera got fired because he was anti-Padre?
Because of Cappy commenting on it.
And by the way, the Padres commented on Cappy and said what Scott Kaplan said is not true.
Oh, that made Cappy's whole holiday.
That's the
course
whole
it did.
point of this.
Well, it wasn't by a person; it was just by their PR department.
So now the Padres hate him too.
Their PR guy was
added to the list.
Was the Lakers PR guy for like 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I'm friends with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Cappy and they should start a feud with the Padres.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, Cappy getting quoted somewhere is what Cappy's.
Oh, he loves it.
He loves it.
Oh, loves it.
He's on the phone with Barrett Sports Media every single day. Hey, I got an idea. You know what I just said?
Interview
Write
me!
an article about it.
It's true, though.
It is true. All right, so did you see the Carolina? Chris, you stay for this. The Carolina billionaire owner David Tepper. Carolina, by the way, just an awful football team. Just absolutely awful.
And a lot of it is Tepper's fault. One of the things that happened was they were so anxious to get Jerry Richardson out. He got Me Too'd, the previous owner, Jerry Richardson. And so they brought in David Tepper. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that David Tepper is one of these guys that he's a knucklehead with money.
Yep.
So he does whatever he wants.
Very Dan Snyder-y.
And what he did over the weekend was he was in a suite, and his team, Carolina, which has won, I think, 2 games all year, he threw a drink on a bunch of Jacksonville fans, and he forgets that everybody has a phone in their pocket.
It's unbelievable.
So now the league's got to deal with it. They have yet to deal with it. What do you think should happen to him?
He should be fined heavily and suspended.
I think you tell him, we have 1 week left. See you next year.
By the way, I think you should find those people. I think you should make some sort of recompense. Is that a word? Recompense to them?
I'm done challenging you on words.
Recompense. Really? Is that a word?
How did that even pop in your skull?
Greg, every time he does this, it turns out to be a word.
Make amends to someone for loss or harm suffered.
You're like
compensate.
You're like
right.
150 and 0.
That is crazy.
Recompense.
Recompense.
Okay.
Don't you think he should owe some recompense?
I do. I think if he was smart, he would show some accountability and apologize right now. Instead, he's not doing anything. You mentioned Dan Snyder. He's going full Dan Snyder here.
And if it was a fan dumping a beer
on him
or a player,
that fan would be banned for life.
Of course.
And they would say that it's assault.
Yes.
Yeah, they would say it's assault.
He does it, and nothing happens. He should do something for the fan he should come out and apologize, and he should be fined.
Just because you got $1 billion doesn't mean you're allowed to act like an a-hole.
But this
apparently
is
the opposite is true.
Your team sucks. You should be grateful to anybody who shows up.
So not only does his team suck, but think about this. He traded this year's number 1 pick to Chicago so he could draft Bryce Young, who I like Bryce a lot. He's a Southern California kid. But yeah, Bryce has not been like C.J. Stroud would have been the pick.
Yes,
but he took Bryce Young, and now Chicago gets Carolina's pick next year, which is going to be the number 1 pick.
Yes.
So I mean, David Tepper has screwed that franchise 6 ways to Sunday.
And his record since taking over as owner is just a disaster.
Hasn't he also screwed up the soccer team too?
Does he own a soccer team?
I think Charlotte FC, and he keeps firing those coaches too.
Yeah.
He's one of those.
Yeah, he's already on his 3rd coach in 3 years for the Panthers.
Yeah, you can't establish anything that
And he's
way.
one of the innovators of hedge funds. That's where he made his billion.
Oh, is that right?
He's one of the first big major hedge funds.
Good for him. Now he treats people like
hedges.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keeps cutting them.
So, by the way, that number 1 pick, Chicago's got an interesting choice because I think Justin Fields can be a franchise quarterback.
Really?
So does DJ Moore.
Absolutely, I do. DJ Moore came out and said, that's the guy I want throwing me passes. They've got an opportunity to take Caleb Williams. I say you've got to take Caleb Williams no matter what, even if you've got Justin Fields, even if you believe in Justin Fields. He's going to have a market afterwards, but you cannot pass on a guy that is potentially going to be a transcendent quarterback in Caleb Williams.
Well, what happens if Fields is a transcendent quarterback?
Do you think he is?
Could
Who
be.
would you bet on, Fields or Caleb?
Well, here's why you take Caleb. It resets your quarterback contract.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They have to pay Justin Fields a ridiculous amount of money if they're going to keep him. They're better off letting him. Justin Fields is from Georgia.
Yep.
They should trade him to Atlanta and get a bunch of picks for him and then draft Caleb Williams, and then you're on a rookie deal with your quarterback.
Yeah, and then you trade down and take Marvin Harrison.
Well, they have
trade down.
They have their own pick, too. The Bears have their own pick.
Yeah.
So they could take Marvin. They might not even have to trade down.
Yeah.
Although I think Marvin Harrison's going 2.
I do, too. I think he's going 2.
Unless Drake May goes 2.
Right. There's a lot. And you think now Michael Penix is a first-round guy. He was great
I do,
last
but
night.
I think he'll be the 4th quarterback taken. They'll take – who's the guy that won the – Greg, who's the guy that won the Heisman from LSU?
From LSU, Jay
McDaniels.
Yeah. I think he's the 3rd quarterback.
Right.
And then Michael Penix is the 4th.
4th quarterback.
By the way, it goes Bears and then Washington, who's going to take a quarterback.
Yeah, they need
Washington
a quarterback.
Definitely needed a quarterback. It's not going to be Sam Howell going into next year, right?
No, I think
All
they're
right, so-
probably going to wind up with Drake May.
And that leaves –
Then it's the Patriots. As of right now, then it's the Patriots, Cardinals, Patriots need a quarterback. Cardinals, possibly. Giants.
I've got an idea for the
Chargers?
Patriots quarterback. What do you think of this? Because you can get him cheap.
Bailey Zappi.
Russell Wilson.
He says he doesn't want to leave
no part
anymore.
of Russell Wilson.
What?
Russell Wilson came out and said he didn't want to leave.
Well,
yeah, but that's Sean Payton's not going to pay him.
No, he's going to get cut. I
He'll
heard
get
today
cut.
he's going
They
to get
said
cut
he
on
was
like
gonna
March
cut, but
the 18th.
he's saying he doesn't want to go now. So
Yeah,
but
but
he doesn't have a
I
choice. They don't want him.
well, we'll see. If he didn't get rid of his contract, so that's part of it.
Right. But if they
guarantees.
terminate his deal before March the
He
whatever.
could stay for a different deal.
Yeah,
I don't think Russell Wilson and Sean Payton can coexist.
I don't either. And honestly, I think Russell Wilson's time has passed.
I look at his numbers. He hasn't been terrible this year. But Sean Payton wants a robot quarterback. He wants somebody that, goes through his progressions. 1, 2, 3, 4, like Drew Brees used to.
He wants a quarterback.
We got to talk about that.
We will get to quarterbackiness.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. Let's talk about that next.
We'll do some quarterbacky stuff. Coming up next, Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It's Evan Cohen from the New Morning Show.
Live Imaging Tuesday, 2:30 in the Southland. Now, John, you said, did Bertie Higgins have another hit? I don't know if this was a hit, but we found another song.
We found another Bertie Higgins song. Dug this up.
On a Yacht Rock Tuesday.
Yeah.
What's the name of this song, Brian?
Casablanca.
Never heard of it.
Yep. Never heard of it.
Neither have I.
So I think
Bertie.
your assessment that he was a one-hit wonder is accurate.
New theme song. Let's just go with Bertie Higgins the rest of the show. Just find other
Find,
Bertie Higgins
old
songs.
Bertie
We're going to have to go
Higgins
deep into the record
Yeah,
book.
really. The deep cuts.
We might need our friends at Rhino Records to send us over some Bertie Higgins.
There you go. So, Happy New Year's, everybody.
Yes.
It was a good New Year's. I said to you guys, I think this is the best holiday period I've had.
Who was your first kiss at midnight?
One.
Oh, I'll just double check it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's our anniversary. Yesterday was our 18th anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah, Juan and I have been together 18 years.
Here's Coconut Michael has written, he says that Kaplan has a list of things that he is
That's why I said
mad
add it
at.
to the list.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So
People
here's
that are
the
mad
list.
at him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's the list.
Yeah.
Joe Fortenbaugh.
Well, that was the prickly pear.
Needless to say.
Uber driver. Apparently he had a bad Uber driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron Andrews. What's his beef with
This
Aaron?
goes years ago when he was doing Westwood One or CBS.
He said
I-
something to her and she blew him off.
I like her.
He said, could he listen to her report and use it on the air? And she said no.
Oh, okay.
Didn't she also call him and leave him some
Yes.
scathing
Yes.
Oh, did she?
voice?
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know about
Oh,
that.
that's
Okay.
great.
So,
We should play that.
Rachel, but that's temporary.
Yeah, no, that comes and goes.
What's Alfonso Rib?
Alfonso Ribeiro.
You know I hate Alfonso.
Oh, yeah. No,
Ribeiro.
that's Mason that hates
Yeah,
him,
I
not
cannot
Cappy.
stand
But there's something that happened
Bill
with Cappy.
Plaschke,
Alfonso
what's,
hates.
Oh, yeah.
what's,
We
what's
told-
All these people hate Cappy.
Yeah, why does Plaschke hate Cappy?
We torched Plaschke about something a few months ago, and he got mad.
I don't think Plaschke knows who Kaplan
he does.
is. You
He's
think he
been
does?
around a long time. Come on.
Gutless
I mean-
Morales. Well, you
Oh,
get
yeah.
that's
Yeah, no,
temporary.
that's standard.
SVP. He's got a problem with Van Pelt.
What's with Van Pelt?
I don't know.
Sheila E. Why does he hate
Oh,
Sheila E?
there was something where he
yeah,
didn't know
she
she was.
didn't know
him.
she was a drummer or something.
Yeah.
All right. Dave Roberts.
Well, he
Yeah,
kind of
Dave
gets
Roberts.
connected.
This list is too long. Canelo Circle. He doesn't like Canelo.
Well,
Yeah, he got blown out by Canelo. Don't,
Padres.
they don't like
John
him.
Lynch Sr.
Yeah,
once
well,
offered Mason a 10-year deal.
Yeah, I said no. Thank you.
Tony Danza.
Oh, well, that's when Tony Danza called into the show looking for
Did he
Dr.
really?
Clapper.
Tony Danza called in?
But Tony was looking
Really?
for Clapper.
Oh,
and we
that's
put him on
funny.
the air, and he called us MFers. And
Did he really?
he didn't realize what was going on. He might have-
McMenamin. That was
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah, that was I remember that one.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
Well, yeah, it's a
Crumb
bit
of a
with-
nacho?
Yeah, Crumb of a Nacho when Jericho was on the show.
LZ.
Well, yeah, I mean, that
What's
was,
with LZ?
well, it's just
Everybody likes LZ.
LZ's good.
LZ
You're
didn't
getting
like
it
Cap.
backwards.
LZ does
They
not
all
like
hate
Cap?
him.
not like-
Whoa. So these are people who don't like Cap.
That don't like Cap.
Right,
All right,
right.
the last one is Keyshawn.
Well, that goes to when I did. Well, he doesn't like Keyshawn because Keyshawn had him on one night in the beginning of the night show. Remember the night show?
Yeah.
And was making fun of him with the promos that we were running. And I was
Key
like,
made fun of me for like 4 years. I thought I took it as an
yeah,
honor.
but Key grew up listening to you guys. Like Key loves you guys.
Oh, I love
So
Key.
Key called me afterwards and was like, "Who did you ask me to go on with?" Because he was making fun of me. And man, f that guy.
Really? So he's got a list.
He does have a
There it
list.
is. So I guess our goal is to stay off the list.
My goal
in
is to not.
2024.
I'm getting rid of my list. I'm not going to have any grudges.
No
this year.
grudges?
No grudges in 2024.
What about Steve Hartman?
Cannot stand Steve Hartman. That's the one exception to the rule.
It took you 2
is Steve Hartman.
seconds
That's it.
to blow that up.
Rosh Markazi.
All right.
I like Rush is great.
Okay. It wasn't always that way with you.
What about don't you have a beef with Alfonso Ribeiro?
I can't stand Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah,
He
your
screwed
list
me over
is
in the
back.
race.
It took 5 seconds.
Yeah, no, my list.
All right,
is
so
back.
let's talk about this quarterbacky thing.
Oh yeah, quarterbacky.
All right, now what is this girl's name, Bergman? I don't know her.
I pulled it. Monsa.
Mase, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, hang on. It's Monsa, and
she
she's
works
on
over
Fox
at
Sports
Fox Sports Radio. Yeah.
And she said they were talking about Lamar Jackson. And let me find this girl's name. It is.
I think she does like one of the weekend shows that you and I used to do way back.
Yeah,
in the
she
day.
does. She does the weekends. And her name is Monsa something or other.
Okay, good.
Probably better.
Well
that,
researched.
Probably better that we don't say her last name.
Yeah, all right.
Because what she said is borderline offensive.
I see, but I think she's being accused of some things that are inaccurate. Do you have it?
I do have it.
All right. So they were talking about Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens have picked up on this, and they're making a big deal out
It's
of it.
Monsa Bolanos.
Okay.
From Fox
Años.
Sports Radio. What is it?
There's a tilde over
And
the end.
I'm pretty sure her name is pronounced Mase.
Monse Bolaños.
Bolaños.
Yeah.
Okay. Here is what you said about Lamar Jackson.
I want my quarterbacks to be quarterbacky. And to me, Lamar Jackson's just a great athlete, and he's done a really good job, and he had a great game against the 49ers. Prisoners of the moment. He is not the MVP. Christian McCaffrey is the MVP, and he has been. I've been saying this for weeks. It's not like I just decided after this game. That's what happened with Lamar. After this game, he jumped up, but he wasn't even in the conversation. He was like an afterthought. It was always like Tua, Duck. No, it's Christian McCaffrey, and then two. And, I'm not a huge fan of Tyreek Hill because of what he does off the field, but, a separate conversation. He's in the second one. If it's not Christian, it's Tyreek Hill. Those are the two that have stood out every week. Every week. Not Lamar Jackson. It's not that I don't like Lamar.
Okay. So, a couple of things here. After she did that, she said quarterbacky.
I want my quarterbacks to be quarterbacky.
All right. Now, the reason Lamar is good is that he's not quarterbacky.
Yes.
That's why he's the MVP. Mm-hmm. Her argument that Christian McCaffrey's the MVP is a perfectly legitimate argument.
Oh, yeah, you can make that case.
Now, what kind of went sideways here, and I'll stand up for her in this regard, people said that when she said he's not quarterbacky is code for he's not white.
It's code.
That's exactly what it is.
It's absolutely code.
Why?
When you say John,
in other words, this was the knock on black quarterbacks for many, many years. It's reason we didn't get to, 76 was Doug Williams somewhere in there?
Yeah, and Warren Moon had to go to Canada and all that stuff.
It's because coaches throughout history have steered black athletes away from quarterback and into other positions. And it's only now, I think, that we see, and it's demonstrated on a week-to-week basis, that some of the greatest quarterbacks in the league happen to be black. Her take that it's not quarterbacky, he's just a great athlete, to me, that is code for
not white.
Not white.
I disagree. I don't think that's where she was going. But
where do you think she was going?
I think she doesn't like Lamar Jackson because you can't run a traditional Patrick Mahomes drop back offense with Lamar. He's
a dual threat.
Right. He's too good of a runner.
Right.
But I actually think that's what makes him the MVP.
Yeah.
Is that you can't, like Sean McVay's told us before, that you can play perfect defense. Like all 11 of your guys could do exactly what you coached them to do. And Lamar will still make a play because it's when a play breaks down that he's that dangerous. So using her vernacular, the fact that he's not quarterbacky, to me, makes him the MVP.
Correct. That's what makes him different. That's what sets him apart. The offense is designed around him, and he's unbelievably dangerous. And the Rams just played him, 3 weeks ago? The difficult thing about him is, you think you've got him. You think you've got him bottled up, and he gets out of there somehow. And other guys can't do that. Other guys don't have the escapability and the running capabilities that Lamar Jackson has. And I think quarterbacky feels like code to me.
Well, here's why you guys might be right. I didn't think she was going anywhere racial. But she then defended her argument with a statistical tweet saying, here's why I said what I said. Lamar's ranked 15th in QBR. Here's a list of people that are ranked in front of him. These people, in my opinion, and have done more to help their team than Lamar has. Her bosses pulled the clip, I don't know how you found it, but they pulled the YouTube clip, and then they made her delete her tweet. So they think what you think. Her bosses think what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be what do you think, Morales? I think it can be interpreted that way.
I think
the
term is, pro-style quarterback, when they're doing recruiting, right?
Yep.
Ranking. Pro-style quarterback's Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Typical quarterback, 3-step back, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Dual threat is Lamar.
Yeah.
Dual threat. I would like to give her the benefit of the doubt and think that she likes more pro-style quarterbacks. A lot of us grew up watching pro-style quarterbacks, right? But I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. But Lamar's already won. The reason her argument's a little hollow is Lamar's already won an MVP playing exactly like this.
And by the way, just won that game, and I think that
she
won
said
him
it before
the MVP
the game.
again.
She said it before the game. She said before, I'm pretty sure.
No, she said he had a really good day.
Okay, so she said it after
she said
the Niners?
It after the Niners game.
That makes less sense.
That's just nonsense. She says it's still Christian McCaffrey.
Because if your decision was between McCaffrey and Lamar, the Ravens didn't just beat the Niners. They destroyed them, and they did it in California.
Right.
So, Lamar, I have zero issue with Lamar being the MVP of the league.
And
I think he's going to win in a landslide.
And by the way, I think they're the Super Bowl champions, too.
Well, the best team doesn't always win.
No, it's true. One bad day.
By the way, I hate to tell you this. I'm kind of changing subjects on you, but all these people that assume the Dodgers are winning the World Series, the team with the highest payroll rarely wins.
Correct.
So the
highest payroll, worst manager.
Well,
oh yeah,
but Chris, he's going to be under more. Dave's going to be under more pressure this year 100%. Than he's ever been.
Yeah,
and if you study the history of baseball, more times than not, the team with the loaded roster doesn't win the World Series.
But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt year one, because if Ohtani's not pitching year one, Corporate Greg will not. Corporate Greg says,
well, that's
year
why
one.
they went out and got Yamamoto to be Ohtani the pitcher, and then if Ohtani comes back in 2 years and pitches, you've got a monster 1-2.
So
Corporate Greg has already ordered me that if they do not make the World Series in year one, I'm smashing another bobblehead.
Yeah, as you should, because it really will be a lot of it.
Greg, steady baseball. It's not. It doesn't happen.
Oh no!
That way.
I mean, trust me. We've won
100
100 games the last 5 years, and we ended up with what?
Nothing.
Early exits.
Early exits over
One
and over
title.
Again.
Right.
I think this year is the most important year of this 10-year contract to win the World Series.
Although I'll tell you, I was thinking about this. So obviously the great prize, and we hope they win the World Series, and they certainly have the players to be able to do it. But I think what the Dodgers have done is they've added to the appeal of the regular season.
100%.
Because
Matter of
people
fact,
are going to want to go see Ohtani.
Not only want to go see him, I think I'm going to plan my summers around when the Dodger games are.
Right.
They've made it stop what you're doing TV.
Yep.
We used to say every once in a while a guy comes along where he's having a year and you stop what you're doing.
Yep.
And that's been Ohtani for the past 5 years. If you walk into a bar and you look up and Ohtani's at bat, you don't go sit with your friends. You wait till the at-bat's over. Now that's going to be every night.
Well, think about it.
Like if the Dodger game's starting in 10 minutes, and when you and I are supposed to go to dinner, I'm saying, hey, let's go 45 minutes from now so we can watch the top of the first.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Every game is going to start with Mookie, Freddie, Ohtani.
Right.
Mookie, Freddie, Ohtani.
I think I would switch and go Mookie, Ohtani, Freddie.
Really?
Yeah. They might, by the way.
He's usually around there, around the second spot. And also then you're having Freddie protecting him. He's going to see nothing but fastballs.
See, that's the kind of analysis in real Dodgers talk in January that we're going to give you.
That's right.
Whether Ohtani's quarterbacky enough or not.
Quarterbacky. Pitchery. They could use him to be a little more pitchery.
I think the Dodgers are going to be – I'm just hoping, and we won't know until the season starts, I'm just hoping it's not going to cost $40 for a beer.
Well, I don't,
because those costs are going to be passed down to us somehow.
Did they raise ticket prices?
Probably.
I'm sure they will.
But the ticket prices are one thing, but the everyday stuff
But
is
can you defer the cost of the beer for like 10 years?
Yeah, well, guys, we'll get you in 10 years on that.
I'll give you
Budweiser.
$2 now, but in 2 years I'll give you the other 10.
I'll pay you the rest for the Michelada.
That's a brilliant idea.
All right, coming up next, we're going to do some What's Up Fool. Brian's got stuff. Bergman's got stuff. In the meantime, hey, Happy New Year from Jacob and Ronnie. So I'll tell you, not all personal injury attorneys will treat you the same. One primary example is if you're in an accident and you hire an attorney, some major law firms may deem your accident as too small and not worth their time, so then they farm it out to a smaller, less experienced firm. Imagine if that's you. You think you're hiring one person, instead you get some rookie handling your case. That is another reason why, if you're in an accident, call Jacob. Every case equally important to Jacob. He won't hand off your case to somebody else. And let's face it, who do you want dealing with the insurance company, Jacob or potentially someone a few months out of law school? Don't take the risk. If you're injured in an accident, call Jacob. Get the medical care that you need and the compensation that you deserve. Because remember, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember...
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. Make sure you're following him on Instagram at call.jacob. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Front of 3 o'clock. When you hear the group Player from 1978, you know we're back on a live Imaging Tuesday with Yacht Rock because Johnny I's here.
Little known fact, the lead guitarist for Player is a guy named Ron Mase.
Oh, beautiful.
Who is also the lead of The Bold and the Beautiful on CBS.
Really?
Yeah. He plays Ridge Forrester.
Oh,
that is such a soap opera name.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful man, Ridge Forrester.
Yeah. Ridge Forrester's a good-looking dude.
Is he?
And prior to this guy's had a good life.
Really good life.
He's the lead guitarist for a band, and then he's on Bold and the Beautiful.
Good for him.
Picking up on soap opera ladies.
By the way, speaking of soap opera, guess who I got to meet in the suite, our 710 suite at a Kings game a couple weeks ago? Do you guys remember Dr. Michael Mancini from Melrose Place?
Of course. Thomas Calabro.
Yeah.
He's friends with Ron Mitchell.
Oh, really?
He was just in there as a fan. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, that's cool.
You're my hero, Dr. Mancini.
Dr. Mancini.
He was great.
I'll be angry. Get him to come back to a Laker game.
I will.
Tell Ron to get him to a Laker game. I'd like to meet him.
You know who else we'd like to meet?
Who?
Well, we already met him. But anyway, time for What's Up, Fool.
There you go.
Hit the thing.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Time for the What's Up, Fool. First one of 2024. Take it away, Kobe Greg.
Thanks, Morales. All right, I saw this on Twitter yesterday, and I just want to get your opinion. So it's a guy named Amir Han, and he says, what is the worst movie ending of all time?
Worst movie
ending of all time. I'll start. The one that I thought of when I read this was I Am Legend with Will Smith.
How did it? I don't remember how it ended.
It was just nonsense. He has like a grenade. He's stuck in an area with all like the zombies coming after him, and he kills himself instead of getting into a
I
safe.
think they're making number 2 in that series.
They are.
They
also
are?
spent 3
Even though
years.
he blew himself up with a grenade?
Yeah, maybe somebody else is going to be it, or it's a prequel. Who knows?
All right.
But he was 3 years trying to survive and find people. As soon as they found a camp with people in it, he killed himself.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact name of it, but the last movie, the last Daniel Craig Bond movie where they kill him at the end.
I loved it.
Screw that.
I love that.
And
want
he says,
Bond.
I love you too.
You can't kill Bond.
The poison plants and...
you can't kill James Bond.
Yeah, no,
He's
they
been around
blew up
for
the whole
50 years.
He had that disease that if you touch somebody, they're going to die.
Yeah,
so he
no,
had
I
no
hated
choice
that.
but to have his island bombed.
Yeah, I hated that ending.
So that ending
Brian,
is
what's
your
the
choice?
worst ending to a movie?
One that comes up recently is Uncut Gems. I didn't like the ending of the
Okay.
way
Really?
that
Oh,
finished.
no,
I
you
was
didn't.
not
No.
a fan of the way it
Oh,
ended.
my God,
Brian,
that's such a great
I-
movie.
Yeah, it is a very good,
Good
movie.
movie,
It's an
I agree.
awesome performance by Adam Sandler, but you're right. It was so depressing.
Right, like I wanted that happy ending.
Right, well,
You wanted
or
to
at
get
least
through.
not an ending like that.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
It's not a happy movie. He's not a happy guy.
It could have been. He just hit.
Yeah,
He just hit.
He just won big and then boom.
Well, you know.
So I've got 3.
Wow.
3.
They're all doing the same thing, and I hate
Okay.
this. So it's Dune, Mission Impossible, and Fast and the Furious. So
But
do
there's
you know
no
what?
ending yet.
There's no ending. They're making one movie that is part 1. Then you have
Yeah, I
to
see
wait
your
a
point.
year to see part 2.
Harry Potter did that. It was fine.
No, but a Harry Potter did. This
No, it
is
didn't.
just ending in the middle.
7 ended to go to the next movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, in Fast and Furious, Ludacris he's gone over a mountain like he's going to crash he's going to crash his plane, and we don't know if the plane's going to crash or not because the movie just ended.
Yeah, that ain't right.
No, it's not right at all.
What about you, Morales? You have a bad movie ending?
I hated the way The Departed ended. I thought it was brilliant for 3 hours and 22 minutes.
It's Nicholson in a trash bin, right?
That's not the end.
That's not the end.
And then the end is,
the end is-
we're just all going to shoot each other in the head. And it was like this was that whole movie. I'm like, this is going to be the newest Godfather to me, the newest Casino.
Yeah.
And then I shoot you in the head. Then it would be the equivalent of we're all here.
Yep.
I shoot you in the head. Then John shoots me in the head. Then Greg out of nowhere comes and shoots him in the head. It's
Right.
like, really, guys? This is how we're going to end this?
Then Greg gets the show.
Well, Brian will shoot me, and then Brian will shoot. So the funny thing about The Departed, when it first came out, a friend of mine was like, "Don't spoil it for me. I haven't seen it. I want to go see it." He goes, "Everybody dies."
Right.
Yeah. When it was finally over, I was like,
Except for
You
Mark
spoiled
Wahlberg.
it.
Mark Wahlberg does not die.
Mark Wahlberg is okay. He survives. Spoiler alert.
It was only 15, actually longer than that, right? 2006?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's how long ago The Departed came out?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. So we know the whole referee situation, the Lions-Cowboys game, and that crew, Brad Allen's crew, was downgraded out of the playoffs.
Okay.
Well, it was announced today that they're going to be refereeing another national TV game this Saturday. It is going to be the Steelers-Ravens game, so the Steelers still have some playoff, hopes on the line here. How do you guys feel about them now another national TV game, even though they just blew this and got downgraded out of the playoffs.
Well, first of all, most NFL games are national TV games. I mean, some are regional,
yeah.
but you can watch any game anytime. So if the refs screw up, you're going to hear about it. I'm still trying to figure out who should really get the blame for the end, that 2-point conversion at the end.
It's really hard to say.
Because I know what the Lions were doing. They sent 3 linemen over to the referee to confuse the Cowboys, and all it ended up doing was confuse the refs.
Correct.
So I
would argue that the ref didn't listen.
No, Dan Campbell also said that he told the refs before the game
Correct.
that this was going to
But
happen.
Allen wasn't in that meeting.
No, what the other refs?
Yeah.
But still,
But
if
it's his
he
job-
told them ahead of time.
It is his job to know. I believe that guy said something to him, and I don't believe it registered with the ref.
So I think there was 2 guys. They walked up to him. One guy said his name, and he just thought it was the other one, or said, "I'm
Right. That's what I think
checking in,"
happened, too.
but he just thought it was the other one.
By the way, I heard DeMarco and Travis killing Dan Campbell for going for 2 after the penalty.
Yeah, they should have.
Well,
After
Greg,
the penalty, I would have kicked it.
You should have kicked it.
All right, you guys all think that?
Yeah.
Well, I know
I think there's something more simple here. The Lions were already in the playoffs. They were on the road, and Dan Campbell just said, "I don't want overtime. I don't want to play another 15 minutes here. All that can do is get one of my guys hurt. We're going to go for it. If we win it, great."
Well, he wins. He didn't have to play the extra 15 minutes.
It was the
Congratulations.
difference between
Take
the 2
L.
seed
And the way they were
3 seed.
playing, I think they would have definitely won in overtime. At that moment, they were playing so well in that fourth quarter and the momentum.
Yep. I like Dan Campbell. I mean, I have no problem with him going for it. I think the right move was to kick, but what the
I
hell?
just don't think he wanted overtime.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
He didn't want to deal with it.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys, so we already said the Rams in the playoffs. Are they going to be sitting people this next couple games or the next upcoming game? Puka Nacua is 29 yards away from the rookie record, 3 catches away from the rookie record. He's got to play, right?
Yeah, I think Sean will tell us tomorrow that he is playing.
Yeah,
and he'll get that in the first quarter.
Right. My follow-up
So if you want to
question-
sit him at halftime, go ahead. But I think to get to the heart of your question, yes, I think they play him and let him go for the record.
And where would you rank Puka's rookie wide receiver, season up there with like Randy Moss and Anquan Bolden?
Well, Moss was nothing but catching touchdowns, so he was a little more high profile. But Nakua's been as good of a rookie as the Rams have ever had.
Oh, wait a minute. No, he's breaking the record for most receptions and most yardage ever for a rookie wide receiver. I mean, he's got to rank top couple in terms of
the
rookie
reason
season.
Moss is probably ahead of him is Moss kept scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, Moss had 17 touchdowns. Puka's got 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
that's
still,
the difference.
there's something to be said. And doing it on a team with Cooper Kupp is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And those guys seem to get along great.
Right, and Cooper Kupp is still making big catches.
Right.
Still making big catches.
What's up, Foo?
I got one more here for you guys. So we talked about the FSU, Alabama situation, especially on Twitter.
Yes.
And all the SFU players, there's a bunch of them took to Twitter. They had a couple quotes, the difference between earned and given. This is a joke. They don't deserve that. Isn't this a salty look or kind of a bad look after? They did sit out a bunch of their guys, but they lost 60-3.
Yeah, RG3 was going nuts.
Yeah.
He was going nuts trying to defend FSU.
It's a bad look to take to Twitter and, bash
Florida
out
State has no leg to stand on here at all. They didn't compete.
Yeah.
And you can't make the claim that you got screwed and then mail in your bowl game. If they wanted to do that, they should have just said no.
Yeah, they should have.
They should have just said, we don't want to play.
Or just
But they wanted the money.
Go out and beat Georgia.
Right. They wanted the money, and then they took on Georgia, and they didn't show up. It's exactly what USC did against UCLA. USC didn't show up. And that's my problem with Florida State, is you have to compete. And if you don't compete, you don't get to complain
and whine.
Yeah, some of those tweets have since been deleted as well. So
I would think.
What's up, Foo?
All right, so one quick one. So Ryan Thibodeau is at not Mr. Tibbs on Twitter. He follows all of the Baseball Hall of Fame voting. So there's about 27% that's known right now, according to him. And it has Beltre in at number 1 with 98%. Heldon's going to get in, according to this, at 82.9. Joe Mauer at 82.9. And Bobby Wagner at 80. Not Bobby Wagner. What is it? No, it's Wagner. Who am I thinking?
Wagner.
Billy
Wagner.
Wagner. Thank you. Billy Wagner at 80%. And then Sheffield, Beltran, and Jones not in. What do you think the final of those top 4 would be? Do you think they all get in or just Beltran?
It surprises me that Beltre is that high because
no,
wait a minute.
Beltre is an obvious one.
Wasn't he in the Mitchell report?
The Mitchell report really...
Not to my knowledge.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. The weird thing about Beltre was he had never hit a lot of home runs, and in his contract year, his free agency year with the Dodgers, he hit 48 homers, which raises a huge red flag. Now, I'm not saying that he was using steroids or performance-enhancing drugs, but it sure looks like it, and I don't know if he's ever answered it. And if we're keeping other people out for PEDs, why does he get a pass?
Because he's not in the Mitchell report.
But
I'm looking at it.
Okay, look at his numbers.
You can't
Same with
just,
Big
but
Papi.
you can't just say, "Oh, look at the numbers."
Why not?
Because there's no evidence.
Okay.
There's not evidence. In other words, if he tested negative every single time he was tested.
Okay, so Brady Anderson was the same way. Didn't hit a lot of home runs. Then one year hit 60.
Right.
And then went right back to
I mean, he's not Hall of Fame worthy, though.
Yeah,
right.
he's not Hall
but
of Fame.
Rafael Palmeiro is.
Yeah, and let's be honest.
He was in the Mitchell report.
Yeah. The one thing about Beltre, I'd have to pull up his numbers, but he had a jump.
Like 20 years.
Yeah, he had a jump in his last year with the Dodgers before he went to, I think he went to the Mariners next. That was just, I mean, I think he was one of these guys that had like 25 home runs a year, and then he hit 48 in his free agent year.
That was actually 2010 with Boston. He hit 49.
Yeah,
His high with the Dodgers was 39. But 3,000 hits is 3,000 hits. You're an automatic. And
Palmeiro had 3,000 hits.
Right, but Palmeiro is in the Mitchell report. He's obviously a cheater. There's no evidence that Beltre cheated. In fact, he came out after Gagne said 80% of the Dodgers were on PEDs. Beltre came out and said, I was not.
Well, the fact that he's getting 98% of the vote is a clear indication that people don't think he cheated.
Yeah, I mean, 3,000 hits is 3,000 hits.
Yeah, and like Helton doesn't get in your mind, right?
I don't think Helton.
It's too much. You're in Colorado on that ballpark.
And how do we
at the
feel
time.
about closers? Is Billy Wagner?
Okay, so Mase, here's what
I don't think so.
Mase, here's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In 2000, okay, here's Beltre's home runs with the Dodgers.
Yep.
Okay, 20, 13, 21, 23. Okay, then in 2004, which is his free agency year, 48.
It's a lot of home runs.
The very next year, 19. So he went 23, 48, 19.
How many games did he play in the 19 year?
156.
No.
That's like if in your contract year, Mase.
By
you
the way,
only took
Greg,
a
the
week
same
of
amount he
vacation.
played when he hit 48.
Yeah.
So he went from 48 home runs to 19 with the exact same amount of games played.
But you're essentially saying because he played in an era and had a really good season, he must be on PEDs.
I'm saying it looks suspicious. He went from 23 home runs to 48 to 19, 25, 26.
So you would keep him out because you think he...
No, I would ask the question, and I don't... It surprises
no, I
me.
wasn't.
It surprises me he's getting 98% of the vote.
Not for me. 3,000 hits is 3,000 hits.
But you keep saying that, but there's guys with 3,000 hits who aren't in.
Correct, who are cheaters and in the Mitchell report.
And if you watch Beltre play...
Adrian, I just don't think it's fair to paint everybody with a broad brush and say, oh, Adrian Beltre had a great year. He must be on PEDs. Maybe he just had a great year. Because it's not in the Mitchell report. He's never tested positive for anything. I think it's unfair to even suggest it, to be honest.
It seems...
Passionate sports talk.
No. It just seems... How do you explain 20, 48,
He had a good
19?
year. He had a good
That's
year.
a really good year, Mase.
Yeah, he had a good year.
Okay.
Does that... but 3,000 hits is 3,000 hits. And can you just ascribe guilt to somebody where there's no evidence of guilt?
No, but you can look at the numbers and ask the questions, which is what I'm doing. And it just... I'm not saying that unequivocally Adrian Beltre cheated. I have no evidence of it. But I'm looking for an explanation.
So would you vote for him or no?
I'd probably make him wait. I probably wouldn't vote for him.
So who would
in
you
the
put
first
in this
ballot.
year? Nobody,
see.
right? I wouldn't put anybody in. If you're not going to put Beltre, you can't put anybody.
Beltre's going.
Yeah, I think he's going in too. I don't think Joe Mauer is Hall of Fame worthy.
Joe Mauer is not a Hall of Famer.
Todd Helton's not a Hall of Famer.
No.
And
Billy Wagner, you could probably make a case for.
I mean,
if you really value closers,
there's only
and save total, I think Billy Wagner's way up the top near. In terms of total saves in his career, yeah.
Based on Mace's passion over this, I think we should do like a special Hall of Fame celebration for Adrian Beltre.
Let's do it. Go, Adrian. He had an amazing career.
I mean, you were very passionate about it.
Yeah. I just don't like
3 o'clock at KSPN Los Angeles, a good Karma Brands
radio
radio
station. By the way, Mike Piazza, because there was rumors, didn't make it till his 4th try. So if Mike Piazza had to wait 4 years, then Adrian Beltre can wait 1.
2 wrongs make a right. Great, I understand.
Yeah. All right. Well,
in other words, there was no evidence on Piazza either.
Correct, but just absolute Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Right.
And because he played in that era where people are assuming most people did it, they made him wait 4 years.
Yeah, I think it's because he badmouthed Vin Scully.
That actually did not help him at all.
At all.
All right, coming up next, John, I'm telling you, there's a really surprising answer to this question.
Okay.
What coach would NFL players most like to play for? Think about that. There was an actual survey of real NFL players.
And also, Greg, do you remember that remote we did at Black Gold?
Oh, come on.
Where Mason, where the wind blew and the thing and Mason ran past all of us.
Faster I've ever seen him run.
There is an equivalent in the NFL to that that I will explain.
By the way, that day, he would have beat you in a race.
Yep. You've never seen him move that fast.
You know what I say? Save your own ass first.
Exactly.
All right, we'll do that.
There's an NFL player who thinks just like you.
We'll do it coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It's Evan Cohen on.
Sharing the night together.
So you can scan the groceries?
I can scan the groceries like nobody else. I did that. I was good at Kelly's IGA in Maumee, Ohio.
Really?
My first job, yes.
5 minutes after 3 o'clock.
Excellent bagger, too.
No matter what it looks like.
Can't say anything. It turns into a double entendre.
Well, that's why we love it.
That means, yeah.
By the way, we were speaking of Bibigo and Ralph's. We're going to mention something in just a moment, but it is a live imaging Tuesday on Mason and Ireland. We're back. Happy New Year. Coming up at 4 o'clock. Not shocking, Sonato and Cappy need an extra day off.
Yes.
So the Cam Bros are going to be here, along with producer Laura, producer DeAndre.
Both Cam Bros?
We're going to have some fun and frivolity this afternoon.
Nice.
I want to see how many Boogie Nights references I could get in.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it goes well with those guys.
But on Monday, January 15th,
yes,
if you want to see Mason and Ireland in the flesh, and you want to buy great Bibigo product, and maybe do the rest of your shopping, Mason and Ireland, along with Corporate Greg, will be broadcasting live at the Ralph's.
All right. You're burying the lead, Chris.
Go ahead.
The lead is, and I get asked this all the time.
All the time.
Ireland, can you get me courtside seats? And those courtside seats go for over $3,000 a piece. I cannot get them. I could buy them for over $3,000. Bibigo and the Lakers are giving away a pair of courtside seats, and all you have to do is buy $10 worth of Bibigo.
Yep.
Take a picture of your receipt.
Okay.
And send it to Lakers.com/Bibigo sweeps. This is going on right now.
Yeah.
It started last week. All right. So, and I think, Chris, it runs until like almost the end of January, beginning of February. I'll get the exact date on it. But if you come that day where we are, they have tons of Bibigo at that Ralph's. You buy $10 worth of it. You take your picture. You send it in. And somebody's getting free courtside seats to a Laker game.
Bam, like that.
And all you got to do is buy $10 worth of Bibigo. Bergman and I have that much Bibigo in our fridge now.
I've eaten the dumplings. I got those big dumplings,
They're great.
which are delicious.
Yeah, the big ones. I like those.
The big dumplings.
They're juicy and nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Hey, go ahead, Chris.
I'm sorry. I missed you guys. That's it.
Yeah,
I missed doing this.
No.
So that's the Ralph's in Redondo Beach on Monday, January 15th. Guess who else is going to be there? Not just Mason and Ireland, not just Corporate Greg, Derek Fisher and Sasha.
Get out of here.
The machine.
Sasha Vujacic.
Yes.
Wow. That's fun.
Plus
That'll
the
be
Bibigo
cool.
food truck. You said you're going to help people check out?
I am. I want to run the scanner machine. I was really good at that at Kelly's IGA. Also an excellent bagger. I intend to dust off both of those skills
Bergman,
for our live
how
show
many
from Ralph's.
Bibigo sampler plates do you think you and I can eat?
At least 10 each.
Yeah, I think we had 7 when we did it before.
Damn.
Yeah, we got to up our game. We got to get to 10.
Yeah. It's delicious.
You know, I went to see Love Actually over the break.
Yeah, it's great. I saw it too. It's really good.
Standing in the bathroom waiting for my turn. Guy taps me on the shoulder, says, "I'm here because of you."
No kidding.
This was in the This was in the
At the
bathroom?
Wallace.
In the can at the Wallace.
Yeah, that's a nice
Guy
theater,
taps
by
me
the
on
way.
the shoulder. I'm here because of you. And he listens to the show. His name is Marcus Skandarian.
Hey, Marcus.
He owns a big real estate firm and sells in your old neighborhood in Newport Beach.
Beautiful.
But great guy, listens to the show every day. Actually, he said something interesting. He said, we could be brothers, except I have a wife.
There you go.
Yeah. So it was very nice. Marcus Skandarian, go by your
What
house
did you
with
think at first, though, when you were in the caddy, you felt somebody tap you on the shoulder? Because I'd be a little freaked out.
I was a little.
I would think that, like, I'm about to get made.
Yeah,
like somebody's about to catch up
I
with
was
me.
a little, but he jumped in really
By the way,
quick. and-
no shaking hands in the bathroom.
No,
Absolutely.
not at all.
That's an
We did not
etiquette
do that.
violation.
Yeah.
Even
No-
fist bumps in the bathroom are a little weird.
Also,
Didn't
no
s-
selfies. No
didn't-
selfies in the bathroom.
Can't do that.
We went
Morales.
outside the can to get the selfie.
Morales, didn't Allen or Sliwa tap somebody on the shoulder in the can? It was
So,
like
yes, and I
McMenamin.
witnessed it, and I made this into a bit.
Oh.
Or
What
maybe
happened?
I tapped him on the I watched somebody tap Sliwa on the shoulder. Something happened.
Something with
Somebody
Sliwa.
was tapping something.
Okay.
And I made it a bit, and Sliwa got very uncomfortable.
That sounds like something that,
sounds
would
like
make
Sliwa.
Sliwa
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
All right, so Ireland, you found this thing.
Okay, so
with
here's
the Kelsey brothers.
here's the backstory.
Yeah.
Jason and Travis Kelsey have a podcast. And Jason, as we all know, Travis dates Taylor Swift. But Jason,
I had not heard that.
Jason is married to a woman named Kylie.
Okay.
So they were out paddleboard. Brian, we have this, right? We have the sound. All right. So they're out on paddleboards, and somebody tells Jason, him and his wife are out on paddleboards.
Yep.
And somebody tells Jason, there's sharks in these waters. And he handled it the exact same way you handled it when we were all in remote at Black Gold.
And I courageously tried to save everyone.
We were under a structure that's like a tent.
Yes.
Greg, how would you describe it? It's like a canopy/tent,
Yes,
right?
that's exactly what it is.
And it's set up with a lot of metal like bars and support stands and stuff.
An easy up.
Yeah. But an easy up with bigger steel rods.
Stronger, yes.
Yeah. So the wind picks up, and the thing starts to waver, and Bergman and I are just...
No, it didn't waver. It completely lifted up over us.
Bergman and I are just doing the show. We're not really paying attention.
Right.
And Mason just whips off his headset down and runs right past us to safety.
Correct.
And the entire stanchion, Brian, collapses on top of Greg and I.
So who was smart? The guy that ran and saved his ass.
Without warning or saying anything, Mason just basically took care of himself. Now, knowing that story...
By the way, in the end, I think that's what everybody does.
Right.
But there was more. There was a little bit more. There was interns. There was women in the...
remember that cute girl with the tequila?
Yep. There were people around.
Yeah. It was like that Seinfeld episode where George yells fire and runs over the baby on the way out.
I'm pushes the grandma for everybody else's safety.
Yeah, he pushes the old lady with the walker. Well, Mase, you have a kindred spirit in Jason Kelsey. Listen to, you'll hear Jason, Travis, and Jason's wife, Kylie, tell the paddleboard story right here.
If the shark would have been anywhere near you, I would have jumped in and attacked
it. It is the fastest I've ever seen the big man move when he would fall in the water and then have to get back up on his board.
Quick feet. Got to get out.
Your boy, he was not staying in that water.
Slava.
Every time he fell in, full panic to get his ass back up on that board. Going around, paddling. And I turn around and this man is...
scurrying.
The fastest I've ever seen this man move. All I said to him was, "Are you done?" And he was like, "Mm-hmm."
Mm-hmm. That's what you gave her?
It was hard to hear what she said because she was so far away from the shark.
Ridiculous.
Travis, he had to paddle past me to get into the shore. And he didn't say anything.
Yeah, but I was out there. I was with the shark.
Have you ever heard how you get away from a bear? You just have to be faster than the slowest person. I was his slowest person.
All right.
So
is that not exactly what you did at Black Gold?
So what he did was he heard shark.
Yep. And went past his wife to get to the shore.
Yeah.
A lot like you went past the easy up to get to safety, ignoring
I'm glad
all of
you
us.
brought this up. When you're on a plane,
yeah,
and the cabin depressurizes, what are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to put the mask on the kids first.
No, on you 1st, and then on the kids.
Yeah,
because you need to keep.
I know what
wits
you would
together
do.
Oh, trust me, Bergman. Is that not what you're supposed to do?
That is what you're supposed to do.
You're supposed to get your mask and then put
there
your mask on.
There is no way in hell I am putting a mask on before I take care of Jack, or in your case, Riley.
I'm totally taking care of myself.
Yes, of course you are.
Yeah.
Because you're 60 and Riley's 11.
I am
she
not,
has her
first
whole
of all,
life ahead of her.
I'm not 60.
How old are you?
58.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
I'm 58 years old.
So you don't like me tacking 2 years on you?
No, I don't like you.
Okay.
Those are big 2 years.
What do you think is going to happen?
60 is so much different
you're
than 58.
You're going to get an older old man sweater when you turn 60?
More chains. More chains.
A second chain. Well, I already told him. Greg, there's a rapper named 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
I think Mason should own 3 chains.
Yeah, or 4
I think,
or 5.
3 chains, Mase.
I'm good with 1. By the way, I got the massage chair.
Oh! How have we not talked about this yet? Okay, we're next.
Yes.
Next. Oh, I can't. Maybe I don't want to hear about this.
No,
I have a David Tepper statement.
Oh,
okay.
good.
Oh, good.
We'll get that coming up, too. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It's Evan Cohen for
Quarter after 3 o'clock. On a live imaging Tuesday, Mason and Ireland. Nothing like England Dan, John Ford Coles.
Oh, nothing like
Yali.
By the way, somebody told me that England Dan is not from England and has nothing to do with England. Is that possible?
Possible. But when Yali Crew performed this Thursday night at the Grove in Anaheim, oh, this is one of my favorites.
This was a big one.
And when you listen to the lyrics, it's true. You have that moment when you
just want one night.
Yeah,
you don't want any more than that.
That's like that woman at the gay bar.
Right.
It's like that woman at the gay bar
she was
who
just
hit
looking,
on me.
Yeah, she was just looking for a quick
Young
one.
Renee Russo.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Juan
now,
was like,
I
she's all
can't
over
believe
you.
we went until 3:18 to talk about this.
Yep.
I've been telling you for 10 years that my favorite possession that I have is one of these fancy massage chairs because you get a lot of massages.
Yes.
And I told you, if you buy one of these chairs, you do not need to get massages anymore. But I was worried that I may have oversold it. But I convinced you and Juan to – I almost did what you do.
Yeah.
I convinced you and Juan to get a chair. You got it over the break. What is your review?
It is – there are 3 great inventions in history. Fire, the wheel,
and this chair.
And the massage chair. The massage chair is unbelievable.
So I did not oversell it.
Oh, my God. It's like it sucks you in.
Did you let your mom go in it when she was over?
No, my mom. It came after my mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Juan has been. Juan's like, I always know where to find you. I was probably in that thing for, I don't know, 3 hours yesterday.
It's the
I'm
greatest.
just sitting watching the college football playoffs in the massage chair.
By the way,
perfect.
it's great for watching sports.
Yep.
It's great to. Email I send to you guys every morning. I write it from that chair.
I was prepping in the chair this morning. I'm like, first thing, it's perfect. So yeah, no, it's and by the way, if you ever get a chance to do this, Ireland and I went 2 for 1, so we got an unbelievable deal on
Yeah,
this
and Chris,
chair.
if you wanted to do it,
so
I'm now friends with this girl that sold us the
Heather?
chairs. I think I think Heather will give you a deal if you want to do it.
So when you guys were talking about it in the break, I said, how do I get one of these chairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And John said, you need to either first come over to my house or go to Mace's house and check it out.
Wait a minute. Did you really say that?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So-
go to John's house.
You're more than welcome to come to my house.
Speaking of 2 for 1,
yeah,
I can come over, check out the chair, then
God.
just splash right in the hot tub.
Well, now I would come over to see that. Let's get that going.
Okay. I'll say this.
Because as somebody once said, I'd really love to see you tonight.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. So Juan is going away later
Without
in
you.
January without me.
That's when Chris can come over?
He's going to Vegas with his dad.
Okay.
Maybe that's the time.
This feels like
on the slide.
This feels tawdry though.
Now,
on the slide.
Okay.
Because Juan's like,
Mase,
no
as
way.
you know, you are the resident stoner. I only take gummies to help sleep.
30 milligrams. I think you're
Yeah.
a stoner too.
Yeah, well, exactly. You know, and lately I'm going to Green Cross tomorrow to restock.
Chris from Green Cross.
Chris is hooking me up tomorrow. But lately I've had trouble falling asleep. But here's my question: Have you combined gummy with chair yet?
Oh, you'll feel it intensely.
Oh yeah.
And what's that like?
It's like because there's a zero gravity function.
Yeah.
So it actually just feels like you're floating, especially when you maybe have had a gummy or two.
Or two.
Exactly.
Can I bring Cappy over? We both get in the chair, maybe together.
I don't.
Well, it's only room for one.
Nah, he'll get on top of me.
See,
that might break the chair, which we can't have.
Okay, we won't do that.
I don't want.
Well, just he can watch, and then I'll watch, and then we get in the hot tub.
Okay, when Juan's out of town.
This is amazing. I
We'll
feel like
Chris, it could be life changing for you. Seriously,
I'm just being used as strange.
Yeah. No.
But we, like Cappy would say, we have a guy. In this case, a girl.
Yeah.
Who
No,
can
we
give
really
you a
do.
good deal.
You guys just spent in the break 4 minutes talking about how amazing it is, and now all I want is to own one.
Oh, it's
come
incredible.
check it out.
It's incredible. All right, so John, this is an interesting.
Wait, can I give you the
Yeah, sure.
David Tepper?
The David Tepper statement.
Yeah.
So, according to Adam Schefter, he was fined $300,000. And tell me if this is enough of an apology for you.
Okay.
I am deeply I am deeply passionate about this team and regret my behavior on Sunday. I should have let NFL stadium security handle any issues that arose. I respect the NFL's code of conduct and accept the league's discipline for my behavior.
Let me tell you something. As somebody that's worked for a professional sports team for the better part of 20 years, David Tepper did not write that apology.
Absolutely not. I mean,
that
you
was
can write
written. That was written by Chat
I
GPT.
think that was. I honestly think that was.
Go to Chat GPT. Type in
Yeah.
I apology for
throwing
my
a drink
behavior.
on a fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if
write
it would
an
come up.
apology for me throwing drink on NFL fan.
Okay,
you know,
let's do that.
David Tepper is a bobo. All right. This guy has done 7 or 8 things since he took over the team that make no sense, including Greg firing. He's on his 3rd coach in like a year and a half. I mean, he doesn't.
He is Dan Snyder.
Yeah, he had Matt Rule, but was his handpicked guy. Matt Rule fired him, then went out and remember Steve Wilkes coached him for a while, and they were good. He refused to give the job to Steve Wilkes. Went out and hired Frank Reich, fired him after 11 games, and now he's on his 3rd coach, and he'll probably screw up the next coach too. And now he's on video throwing drinks on Jacksonville fans. It just
shouldn't he do something for the fan? Like if you are banned for life for throwing as a fan, you should get tickets for life.
I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Write an apology.
Do you really want tickets to the Panthers for life?
Yeah.
Well,
although, Chris, I will say this. Their football...
That's what you get if you lose.
Yeah. Their football stadium is in downtown Charlotte, which is also where the basketball arena is, where we stay. It is beautiful there. I mean, it is. Charlotte is one of the cleanest, most well-built cities in America. Those tickets would be fun to have. Oh. And Quail Hollow is 10 minutes away.
Okay.
By the way, it was in Jacksonville, so he would have to buy from Jacksonville
So
the
what?
tickets
He's
for
a
the
billionaire.
guy. I know.
Okay,
That's the thing. So buy for
that
him.
stadium's a dump.
This is what Chat GPT wrote.
Okay.
Subject: sincere apology for my inexcusable behavior.
Okay, good way of phrasing it.
I hope this message finds you in good health. I'm writing to express my deepest apologies for the regrettable incident that occurred recently where I threw a drink in your direction. I want to sincerely apologize for my thoughtless and disrespectful behavior. There is no justification for my actions. I take full responsibility for the harm and discomfort I caused you. On and on and on.
That's a better apology than the one
Much
better.
way better. You should use ChatGPT. Don't use that PR person. ChatGPT is ridiculous that it wrote it that fast. Write an apology for throwing a drink on you, on somebody.
Did you see the story about the AI news broadcasts that are going to be happening somewhere?
No.
Did that
Where?
freak you out?
Wait, is it
out.
sponsored by Sports Illustrated?
No, it's like all AI generated content that makes it look like it's a real reporter.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's what SI did. I'll never trust SI again. You can't. I know they fired people and all that stuff, but you can't trust SI. They had fake writers doing fake stories about fake things.
And they lied about it. Like they put up a picture that they just found some guy over the internet and said, this is Bob Johnson, and he's writing articles for sports. There was no Bob Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And they had a fake profile for him. My God. Oh, I did that thing, and I never... So, of all the coaches in the NFL, John...
Yeah. It's not McVay?
What players think the best coach to play for is? The one they'd like to play for the most?
It's not McVay, because I would have said McVay.
It is not. We'll do it coming up next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right. You heard us talking earlier about BBGO. Can't wait for this live show that we're going to do on January 15th at the Ralphs in Redondo Beach. But it's part of a bigger promotion. Head over to any Ralphs. You don't have to come to the one we're at, but we hope you do. But any Ralphs, buy $10 worth of BBGO. That's it, $10. And you can enter for a chance to win courtside seats for a Laker game this season. There are tons of other prizes you can win, too, including Lakers swag and more BBGO. Just make sure to get yourself to Ralph's. Buy BBGO for your chance to win. After you buy it, just go to Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps. Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps to upload your receipt, and that's it. Then you're entered, and somebody listening right now, it could be you, is going to win courtside seats to a Laker game, courtesy of the Lakers and BBGO, the official snack of the LA Lakers.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day.
3:30. Yeah. On a live imaging Tuesday, Mason and Ireland back for a new year.
I'll take a shot, Chris.
Yeah, you know
Looking
this.
Glass?
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
One of the greatest yacht rock songs ever made.
It is. It's
Randy,
right
you're a fine girl.
Yeah, fine girl.
By the way, when is
Never met a girl named Brandy.
I don't think I have either.
Brandy Norville, I guess, the singer.
I follow up on Instagram.
Went to
Brandy
prom.
Carlisle.
Oh, that's true.
Belinda.
No, there's the Brandy
There's a
Carlisle,
Brandy,
too.
too.
Oh, there's a
I
Brandy.
had a friend named Brandy. Brandy
Really?
Finmark. Yeah.
Oh.
Brandy. So shouts out to
Well,
you.
there you go.
Yeah.
Shouts out
now,
to you.
now she's everybody's friend.
So, by the way, what are the dates that Juan's out of town so I can put this in the
I
calendar?
don't have the exact dates.
I'm going to follow up, though.
You
so I can
definitely
come
follow
over
up.
and check out this massage
But
chair.
keep it on the down. One will hear it.
Oh, really?
Wait, what? Juan would object to you having guests over in the chair?
Yeah, just
Okay.
So ixnay on the air chair.
All right, so I'm trying to think of who this is, who this coach is, if it's not McVay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
so
Bergman, let's see if we can figure this out.
Bergman technically.
All right, I'm going
knows.
to get. Oh, okay, you know.
So
Brian, I think it
figured
might
it
be
out.
Kyle Shanahan.
I was thinking off the top of my head, I'm thinking Tomlin.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin.
All right, he guesses Tomlin. I'm guessing Shanahan. Did either one of us get it?
Yes.
Now, which one of us got it?
Which one of you got it? What do you
Because
think?
Tomlin could be available. I think now that I think about it, I think Brian's right. I think it's Tomlin.
Yeah, everyone seems to love Tomlin, and he's got like the 17-18 streak, winning seasons in a row.
I think Brian's got it. I think it's Tomlin.
The correct answer is Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, nice.
Tomlin, they surveyed 72 players, current NFL players.
Pretty good sample size.
26% said Tomlin. Mike McDaniel was the choice of 14%.
Didn't think about him.
Andy Reid, 10%. Dan Campbell, 8%. Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan both at 6%.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that
that makes sense.
list.
I mean, that's an incredible 18 years, no losing seasons.
And they're not going. They're not going to finish with a losing season this year.
No,
either.
they already secured it. Yeah.
They secured a losing season.
No, a winning one.
Winning one. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going with Mason Rudolph instead of Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett seems really pissed
Small
off.
hands Kenny is on the
Kenny
bench.
may be done.
Yeah.
He apparently did he refuse to draft?
Yeah, he didn't want to be the backup.
He didn't want to be the
Wait,
backup.
that story's true? I thought he denied it.
I mean, he can deny whatever he wants to deny, but sounds like it's true. I don't know. Emily would know best, actually. Did she talk about it earlier?
Oh, she's the resident Steelers fan. Yep. I don't know. Quarterback came.
By the way,
denies he told the staff he wouldn't play.
Someone's lying.
We haven't talked about this either. I mentioned Russell Wilson earlier in the show. Since we were last on the air together, is when Sean Payton came out and basically said, we're benching Russell Wilson.
Correct.
I thought that the main part of that story got buried, and it was this. They asked Russell Wilson to change an existing contract.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No.
That's, I guess the players union got involved and squashed it. But what the gall of the Broncos to do that? I mean, can you imagine if every sports team did that? If the Dodgers went to Shohei Ohtani and said, "Hey, I know we said we were going to give you all this money,
but we want some. We want to pay some of it.
But we want an
early.
out in case you get injured again."
Sure.
And when you had it written into the contract, you had an injury guarantee. You can't change the terms of an existing. Why aren't the Broncos being killed for this?
From the Denver perspective,
yeah.
If I am the general manager of the Denver Broncos or Sean Payton, if Russell Wilson were to get hurt in the final 2 games of the season, and now final game of the season since he didn't play on Sunday, that means that you would guarantee a 5th year on his deal.
Correct. So I understand why they have every right to bench him. What I'm saying is
don't change the contract.
You can't come to him like they did apparently after they beat the Chiefs during their bye week and say to him, "Hey, we need you to change your injury guarantee or we're going to bench you and then cut you." That's the definition, Greg, of bad faith.
No, yeah, you absolutely can't.
It was a negotiated deal point.
Yeah.
It'd be like you guys.
But you have no problem with them sitting him without changing the contract.
Zero.
Yeah,
they can do whatever they want.
That's what they should have.
You have a contract with us. You know what? I kind of just want to take out all of your days off.
Well, or what if you did this? Okay, what if you said, hey, from now on you're working Saturdays in addition to Monday through Friday.
Your contract says Monday through Friday.
Right.
But I need you to work on Saturdays.
And if you don't work on Saturday, we're going to take you off the air and eventually just let you go.
Well, I'm in this situation right now. They said tomorrow, we want you to do not just Mason and Ireland, but also work with Sedano.
We asked
So it's
you.
a 4.5-hour show.
But
I said I was going to get cut if I didn't do the 4.5-hour show. So of course I agreed to it.
Yeah. I don't think that it's right.
That's the thing they don't say about Mason enough. He's a team player.
I don't think it's right for them. It should be your choice. Greg, was it his choice?
Was it?
Was Mason asked or was he told?
He was asked.
I conceded.
You were asked.
Well, then that's on you.
We said we don't want to bring somebody on. Why are you on?
Have you more on the air with Sedano?
I like working with Sedano. It'll be good. It'll be good. So let me see. Well, there was one other thing I wanted to get to, and that is what I heard DeMarco talking about today, which is the Dodgers have spent $1 billion now.
Oh, more than that,
more than
actually.
$1 billion on Yamamoto.
$700 million on Shohei and $325 on Yamamoto.
And DeMarco said, "Yeah, but do you really want to win that way, buying a championship?"
Let me answer very quickly and right to the point. Hell yes.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. I don't care how much we're spending. It ain't my money. I want to win something.
And let me get back to it. Greg, get it ready.
Oh,
all right.
Have it ready. Hold on.
Here we go. Get it ready.
Same
Sports is an entertainment product.
Not the same story.
I'm going to beat this
before, guys.
I'm going to beat this drum until I die.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Beat away.
Sports is meant to be an entertainment vehicle.
Right.
What drives salaries, what drives everything are broadcast deals.
Yes.
Television and radio deals. What the Dodgers have created by spending this money is can't miss TV.
Yep.
All of us are going to be anxious and excited to watch the Dodgers on a nightly basis. You said it best earlier, Mase. They have brought relevance back to the regular season.
Yep.
I think more Dodger fans are going to go to the games. More Dodger fans are going to watch it on TV. The Dodgers are making an investment in their product, and that should count for something.
Absolutely.
What DeMarco's saying, what you don't want to win this way, I'm going to watch it whether they win or they lose.
And by the way, just because you stack the deck, as you said earlier, it doesn't mean you're going to win.
Most of the time, it means you're not.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest...
Shohei and Mike Trout, the two best players in baseball, have been on the same team together for 6 years. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees.
Yeah, but he's going to a team that's already won 107 games a couple of years ago.
I'm telling you, Greg, there's no guarantees they're going to win the World Series.
There's not.
Of course.
There's not.
They're the
any
favorites.
guarantees.
They've been the favorites. They
They've
were
been
the
the
favorites 2 years ago. They were the favorite last year. Nothing.
They are in World Series or bust every single year.
Yep.
This doesn't change it, but now it has to happen for Dave Roberts.
You know what this is, guys? It is the best reality TV show out there. Now, it is going to be on a nightly basis. We're going to get to watch Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Shohei Ohtani hit back to back to back every game 4 times minimum.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And I love teams that go for it.
Yeah.
I think the Dodgers are going for it. If they crash and burn, I'll watch that too.
Well, here's the thing. I love Shohei Ohtani. I mean, absolutely what he is
He's the
doing.
best baseball player I've ever seen.
And deferring that much money down the line so that the team can be more competitive. Now, that guy he's not in it for the money. He's in it for the winning.
And not that this matters, but you guys know I know Lon Rosen. I'm friends with him who runs the Dodgers. You should hear the way Lon and the other people over there talk about these 3 guys, about Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Shohei. These are dudes that you would want living next door to you.
Yeah.
They're good guys. They're not a-holes. They play hard every night. You know, Freeman and Mookie both are. I mean, these are the faces of a franchise that you want.
Right.
Even if they were average players, they would be guys that you would want. And the Dodgers have 3 of them.
Yeah,
now.
it's crazy.
It's like the 3 dragons in Game of Thrones. We're going at
Yeah.
everybody with 3 dragons.
So I think the difference between a lot of those other teams and this team is that a lot of those other teams, like the Padres, they just brought in a bunch of guys and stuck them with a bunch of players. This is an established team that brought Shohei in.
Right.
It's not like when they try to bring in like 7 different guys to make it to help it fit.
Right.
This is already here. He's just adding on to it already.
Yeah.
105 win team already.
Brigham, we got games coming up. Correct. Who won the most months last year? Did you ever look it up?
I didn't.
I think it's probably you. It's either me or you.
I remember Mason won.
Mason did snap his
My forever
4-year
losing
streak.
I have the whole
All
month.
right, we'll just add it up, and then we'll do it when we get back. Who else is playing? Is Sedano here?
I can get one of the cams.
Yeah, there's 2 cams today.
Yeah, get one of them.
Yeah, get the good one.
Yeah, but Greg, I think you won more months than I did.
Hey,
won 6 months or 5 months, including a tie with you. But you, John, won 1, 2, 3, 4 with a tie.
You beat me 5-4.
Yeah, I did beat you 5-4.
All right, but today, beginning of a new year, a new month, $10,000 on the line for whoever wins it.
So
my game today, by the way.
John's game. Before we go, I want to, John, I have a second full-time job, which is my podcast, the Culture Pop Podcast. If you have seen the movie The Holdovers, it's really, really good.
What's it about?
Paul Giamatti, Divine Joy Randolph. It's going to win all kinds of awards. It's about a kid who has to stay at college for the holidays because his family is away, and what happens with him and really, really good. So Divine Joy Randolph, who's going to win the Oscar this year, is the current guest on the Culture Pop Podcast. So you can go to YouTube, search Culture Pop Podcast, and it is there. Divine Joy Randolph. Again, she's definitely going to win, and she's great on the show. All right, coming up for you, we are going to do some Game of Games. In the meantime, I love my Hyundai. I am working with the Southern California Hyundai dealers on this brand new partnership. And here's the thing about my Hyundai. I bought an Elantra hybrid, which I love. Every Hyundai comes with America's best warranty and 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. For confidence now and miles down the road, get in, get away with a great deal. Check out the Ioniq 6, which is a tech-forward electric sedan that has thought of everything to turn your EV transition into a lifestyle transformation. No reason to wait anymore with the Ioniq 6. It is your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit buyhyundai.com or see your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
For Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mase.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. For the first time in 2024, it is John Ireland's game today, and Andy Kamenetsky is here. Andy, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year to you guys as well.
So, Mase, I just know something. You say Happy New Year's.
I do.
With an S. I've never heard anybody say that. Isn't it Happy New Year? Singular? Greg, what do you think?
It's New Year.
I'm
multiple years.
It's a silent day. So, Happy New Year's suggests the word day comes next. So it's a shortened, abbreviated form
gotcha.
of Happy New Year's
All
Day.
right.
Happy New Year's.
All right, 4 players, Brian, Greg, Mase, and Andy. Yesterday was the college football playoff, and it involved teams from 4 different states. Alabama, Michigan, Texas, and Washington.
Okay.
So I have a game where the answer to every question is one of those 4 states. Alabama, Michigan, Texas, or Washington. I made it multiple choice so it's easier.
Oh, okay. Got it.
All right. Here we go. Question number 1. This state is the second largest wine-producing region in the country, boasting more than 1,000 wineries and 60,000 plus acres of wine grapes. Brian, is that A, Texas, B, Alabama, or C, Washington?
I'm going to go C, Washington.
All right, Greg.
It's Washington.
You're going Washington?
Yeah.
All right, Mase.
Washington.
Andy.
I feel like it is Washington.
You guys are all correct, and everybody is on the board. Washington is the wine state. All right. I think California's number 1, by the way. Question 2. The world's first electric trolley system was introduced in this state in 1886. Greg, is it Alabama, Texas, or Michigan?
Alabama, Texas, or Michigan. I can't imagine anything in the South, so Michigan.
Southlander, Mase. Alabama, Texas, or Michigan?
Yeah, they're still trying to figure out electricity. I'm going to go Michigan.
All right. Greg, you said Michigan also?
I said Michigan also.
All right, Andy.
You know what? I will stand up for the South. Alabama.
Okay,
That's
Brian.
what you do. Always the right call.
Michigan.
Ladies and gentlemen, see what you get when you don't besmirch people. Andy Kamenetsky with the point. It is Alabama.
What a wonderful state
The
they
first electric trolley system introduced in 1886. Andy's got the lead. All right,
We call it a trolley.
Number 3. You guys are just haters.
Ain't that electric car
Mace,
over here?
Mace, this one to you.
Yeah.
The deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history occurred in this state. Is it A, Washington, B, Texas, or C, Alabama? Washington, Texas, or Alabama?
Texas.
Andy.
Texas.
Brian.
Texas.
Greg.
Texas.
It is. Do any of you know what it was?
Was it that last hurricane?
No, it
really
was a
big one?
hurricane in Galveston in 1900. Wiped out
really?
almost the whole city of Galveston.
God.
Wow.
All right, Andy 3, everybody else 2. Andy, this one's coming to you. Baseball's Willie Mays, boxer Joe Louis, and actress Courtney Cox were all born in this state. Is it A, Michigan, B, Texas, or C, Alabama? Michigan, Texas, or Alabama? Andy.
I'm going to say Michigan.
Okay, Brian.
I'm going to go Alabama.
Greg.
I'm going to say Michigan.
Mace.
I'm going to say Texas.
Brian has tied the game. They are all born in the great state of Alabama.
Why so many answers Alabama? How can Alabama have so many good things?
All right.
Courtney Cox used to love to ride that trolley.
Yep.
Still Alabama.
Brian 3, Andy 3, Greg and Mace 2. All right. We are going.
Reminds me of several jokes that I will not tell.
Brian, we're coming back to you. This state abolished the death penalty in 1846 for all crimes other than treason, becoming not only the first state, but the first English-speaking government in the world to do so. Is it A, Texas, B, Washington, or C, Michigan? Texas, Washington, or Michigan?
I'm going to go Washington.
Okay, Greg.
Pretty sure Texas still has the death penalty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Probably right now.
Yeah, right.
I think it's mandatory.
Yeah, right. You go to jail, dead. I'll say Michigan.
All right, Mase.
I'm going to say Washington.
Andy. Texas, Washington, or Michigan?
Washington.
Who said Michigan?
I did.
Greg, you got the point.
Yeah.
And we have a 3-way tie for the lead.
How
it
am I
is
doing?
Michigan.
How am I
You're
doing?
only one back.
Okay.
Brian 3, Greg 3, Andy 3, Mase 2.
Come back. Here it comes.
All right, Greg, coming to you. The global convenience store 7-Eleven started as an ice storage company in this state.
Okay.
Is it A, Alabama, B, Texas, or C, Michigan?
Probably has to be hot. So it's either Texas or Alabama. Is that what the other one
Yeah,
was?
to Alabama, Texas, or Michigan.
Let's go Alabama.
Okay, Mase.
I think Bama's still struggling with refrigeration, so
They made a trolley.
Courtney Cox is very
They
mad
used
at
it
you.
all up on the trolley.
so I'm going to go Texas.
Okay, Andy.
I think it's Michigan.
Brian.
I'm also going to go Texas here.
Texas is the correct answer,
Oh,
which means Mase has tied Greg and Andy, but Brian
Brian's got
has the lead.
Let's go.
Mase, this one coming to you.
Okay.
This state is the only state with all major natural resources needed to make iron and steel. It is also the largest supplier of cast iron and steel pipe products. Is it A, Alabama, B, Michigan, or C, Texas?
I'll say Michigan.
Andy.
Alabama.
Brian.
I'm going to go Michigan.
Greg.
Alabama.
Alabama is the correct answer.
There we go.
Answers are Alabama.
We have a 3-way tie
cannot
for
believe
first.
Alabama has done this much.
You are one back, Mace.
Are there
How
any,
dare you?
Are there any Bammans listening?
If there are, they're not listening anymore.
They don't like you.
All right. Andy, this one to you. Stretching about 28 miles, the Long Beach Peninsula is the longest contiguous beach in the United States. In what state is that beach located? A, Michigan, B, Texas, C, Washington. The Long Beach Peninsula. Michigan, Texas, or Washington?
Michigan?
Okay, Brian.
I'm going to go Texas.
Greg.
Let's go Texas.
Mase.
Let's go Michigan.
You all missed it. It's Washington State. Has 28 miles of contiguous beach.
Oh,
All
that
right.
makes sense. Sure.
All right, so let's see how many are left. Two are left. So I'm going. Oh, there's a 3-way tie. It doesn't matter. All right, Brian, this one coming to you. This state contains the world's only floating post office as it delivers mail to ships as they pass under the Ambassador Bridge. Is it A, Washington, B, Michigan, or C, Alabama?
Let's go Michigan.
Greg.
You guys are shaking your head like you know it,
I
both
know.
of you.
Threw me off.
Greg, Washington, Michigan, or Alabama?
Washington.
You're going Washington. All right, Mase.
I'm one down, right?
Yep. Washington, Michigan, or Alabama?
I'm going to go Washington.
Andy.
Washington.
Brian, you said Michigan, right?
Did, yeah.
You have taken the lead, and you
baby. Come on.
you've won the game.
Oh,
No, wait.
No.
I lied.
Oh.
Brian has 5. Greg and Andy have 4. And then Mace, you're out. Okay. So, Brian, you get this, you win it. You ready?
Yep, let's get it.
This state hosts the world's largest 3-on-3 outdoor basketball tournament known as Hoop Fest. The event features more than 6,000 teams, 425 courts spanning 45 city blocks. Is it A, Washington, B, Alabama, or C, Texas? Washington, Alabama, or Texas?
I'm going to go Texas on this one.
Okay, which means Andy and Greg, you guys
Yeah.
need to go Alabama or Washington. Greg, you first.
So, see, where would basketball be better played at? I'll go Alabama.
All right, Andy?
Washington, is it Jamal Crawford's deal?
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
It's a good thing it is because you have tied the game. It's
I was
going
gonna
to
go with that.
Greg's out, and it is a shootout on the tiebreaker between Andy and Brian. So
It's a thriller down to the wire.
All right, you got to write something down. You need a pen?
Yeah.
Here you go. Okay, Brian, you got to write something
Yep,
down. You got
I'm
a
good.
pen? All right. Of those 4 states, Washington is the rainiest. On average, How many days a year does it rain in Washington State? Closest wins, and you can go over. So out of 365 days, how many days a year does it rain in Washington State? Andy, have you written something down? Brian, have you written something down?
Yep, I got it.
All right, Andy, what'd you write?
280.
I think that's high.
Okay, Brian, what'd you write?
165.
We have a winner. And it's Brian Cohen. You are dangerously close to hitting it on the number. It's 157.
Wow.
Yeah, 157 days a year.
Just overshot it.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. And Brian, picking up where he left off
yeah.
last year, starts the year with a win. He's only got
Ireland, did Trish get a win on the first day? So is it Trish won?
Yeah, Trish.
Brian
yeah, that's
won?
right, because that game on the 26th counted. So Trish Kinsey played and won.
And won.
Yeah, that was my
love
game that day
Trish.
too. And
She's the
so tomorrow will be Michael Thompson's game.
Ooh.
Make sure Thursday and Friday, Potpourri of Lies.
Oh, we're
nice.
doing Potpourri of Lies. That's fantastic. All right, let's hit the super station.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment.